Hold up, chat. Just give me a moment. I need to make a tweet that we're live, and then we'll full screen that Twitch, and we're gonna enjoy this game together. Hello, Matt.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, mate.
Doing good, man. We are live on the stream.
Beautiful.
Start by connecting your Steam account.
You have to let me know if I have to adjust my mic or turn it down or up.
All you need to do is
I will say in the Discord you sound pretty good.
List. Now,
Cool.
in this tab, you'll have access to your match statistics. And to fill it in, you just need to
So yeah, man, what do you guys usually do when you watch these? You know, I watch them back at the beginning of the team. Seems like you guys just kind of hung out and watched the games.
Yeah, very much. You know, it's just I end up watching them every match anyway, so it's nice to watch it with someone else and just talk about what's going on and either commiserate as we're getting our teeth kicked in or get excited when we are doing the teeth kicking.
Yeah.
Jump straight into the
Yeah, when I was playing, you know, I always watch the games back. You know, you got to get better, see what you did wrong. So I did see a lot of the games, and as a player, it was actually kind of cool to have the guys running your organization watching the games and like reacting in real time. You know, when you're winning, it feels really good. You're making the boys proud, and then when you're losing, you're like, oh man, I let them down.
Yeah, you're watching the owners get real quiet, and suddenly the Twitch chat, you know, it's not as active. You're like, oh, they're not they're upset with the performance.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know,
sorry, what was that?
I would say it's like that on LAN too. You know, like when I get to watch you guys, it's like I'm either screaming or I'm sitting there just like head in my hands, stressed out, not making a fucking peep.
Yeah, I was speaking to Mark about that. He says he's at home. It's really hard for him to watch the matches because, you know, it's like emotional, stressful, up and down. And then when he goes to the in-person tournament, he finds it hard to watch for the same reason, you know. Like, he doesn't want to be that guy watching behind,
in the
like
corner.
Yeah. Yeah.
I kept seeing him disappear for a bit, and I'd be like, "Where's Mark?" And it's like, "Oh, he's on the corner in his phone watching the stream."
Welcome everybody
from around the corner.
We're back with the Dust 2 Eagle Masters Series 4. It's not the playoffs; it's the group stage.
I'm kind of.
My name is Zeph.
Sad I missed Philadelphia. The plan was for me to come, but
we got a game
I don't
on
think it just
our
worked
hands
out. It just didn't work
tonight.
out.
And of course, this series is
Yeah.
powered by Inu.
It was a
and a great match actually. We got
somber
SportBetExpert going up against Marsborne.
I had a good time.
In this tournament that, in my personal opinion, are the two favorites.
Underlying tones of
it's gonna be an
the job didn't get done. Let's just be clear. The job didn't get done. The dreams were not achieved.
And
you know, it's a lot of time and effort.
Facing off this early in their first match in this
you know, it's
while Marsborne
it's always
does
a
have
lot
a
of
VRS ranking,
heavy
SportsBet
hearts
does
and
not.
heavier hands
They had
after
an
stuff like that, where everyone's just
to
kind
get
of
a VRS ranking,
commiserating
of course,
together
back
and
at
sitting in
Friday,
silence,
October,
and
but
no one
unfortunately
quite
they
knows
did
what
pull
to
out
say,
due to
but
some reasons.
proud of the
And,
performance
well, now's their
nonetheless.
chance, you
But
know,
it's just
Dust 2
always that
Eagle
last little
Masters
bit
is
where you're like,
affected by the VRS.
man, damn, we
And I
got
believe
real
Marsborne's currently
close.
number 97.
Yeah, it's like you're mourning
in the
the death of a loved one, dude.
Something along lines like that.
Yeah.
But they are
Very
coming into this
much.
trying to.
I'd say if I was a player,
SportsBetExpert.
well, you know,
and
I
it's
was
gonna
a
be an
player
absolutely
basically this whole time.
brutal match.
And
I mean,
to
these
lose in a
rosters are
situation like
absolutely
that where it's
stacked.
do or die for the major.
Marsborne brought over 60 from Complexity. That is now that Passion UA
I think I'd be
roster.
trying to find the
Biz
bright
brought over
side.
from Party
Obviously, I
Astronauts,
hope.
and not to even
But
talk about, but SportsBet as
I think
well.
I'd just be happy with
roster
the-
moves made pretty
The effort,
back
like
to
the
back,
combined
in all
effort
honesty.
for
Rap
that
coming over
sustained
from
period of
from
time
Ed80,
to
Freshie coming
go
over
as
from
far
Blue
as we
Jays,
did, as
and
far
OG
as
Wizard coming
you know,
over from that
95%
Party
of
Astronauts
Americans
roster.
could in
So
the
he will be facing that former
VRS
teammate
qualifier.
of Viz in the
VRS
server tonight.
qualification.
And it's
It's
gonna be something.
I
That's
mean,
for
like
sure.
to make
I
it
mean,
just to
looking
the
at
end like
numbers,
that. I mean,
there's
especially
no
being
player
so
on
early
these
into
two
the
rosters that have
endeavor
below
and
an
the career and
HLTV of
everyone.
1
It's
over the
you
past
can't
3
do
months.
anything
It's
but
gonna
be proud of
absolutely
it.
grinding. Some might say
Yeah.
back and forth. So I would,
You know, I'm
I fully
editing
expect
clips.
it to go all 3 matches.
I'm like watching the
And
games,
again,
you know,
of
editing
course,
clips.
Dust 2 Eagles Masters
that all
Series
put
4
out.
is powered by Inui.
And so I'm seeing like all the
I've
games
used it a couple
from
times
a
myself.
different
It's
perspective than I'm
absolutely
used to. You know,
outstanding. I
as a
love the
player.
program. It's great.
And at
Got to play
Philadelphia,
a
I'm
little bit of
watching the
CS 1.6
play, and
for the first time. I
you know,
only
it
joined
cuts
the
to
scene
the
back in
camera. I'm like,
2015, so
oh,
I got
this is
to
nice
miss,
content. Got to get that in the
golden
short.
days
And you know,
1.6,
sometimes I
but,
see the
hey,
reactions.
you can still play it now.
And even
again,
your guys'
with
reactions, because they
Inui.
had like a wider view
And,
camera angle where it would show
looking
you
at
guys behind
these
them sometimes.
rosters, like once again, I mean,
And I could
my
just
goodness,
feel the emotion
for someone like
screen, you know,
Rhett coming
perhaps
from
more
M80
than
down to
an
sports
average
bet,
viewer, because I have
it
such a
is
close
if you're a
close
sports bet,
association
that
with
is an
it.
absolute
And
steal of a person to get for a
people
roster.
within
And
it.
not only that, but getting freshy and IGL
And
capabilities as well. I mean,
it
Blue Jays were
sucked.
coming off that
It sucked for
Philadelphia
me.
win. I don't remember
See,
what
like,
Philadelphia was, but that was the
the
one that kind
dream
of
not
shocked the
get
world,
realized,
where
like,
you
come in
win
real
an
time.
event like that, you jump up like several hundred points
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
VRS.
You know, it's like,
And then OG Wizard as well, that Ukrainian opera. He's been an absolute demon as well.
I think even up
1.17 rating
until,
over these past 3 months,
you
and
know,
he came
like
over from that
literally
Party Astronauts
until the
lineup that
map was
unfortunately
over,
the organization did
there's
end
still a
up
bit of
closing
hope in
down.
everyone's heart
Rest in peace.
that there was a chance
but
to
it's
turn it
okay, because
around,
we are
you
going to see
know,
some of them in the server tonight. Again, we are going to see
to
Viz
not get
as
knocked
well
out there. I think,
playing with Marsborne tonight. And a little thing of
and
note
I think
I
it
want to point
wasn't
out
until
is
for
6C
me,
coming over from
it's
Complexity.
like, you know,
He's
the
going to be
map ends,
the
and
IGL of
then you're
this
sitting there,
evening
and you're like, oh, we
for
lost.
Marsborne, if
You
I'm
know,
not
damn,
mistaken.
that
So
sucks. And then
It like slowly comes
fairly
over you
certain
like
he
a
did
wave.
the
yeah,
killing rolls on Complexity. I
what
believe
that
that was
means,
JT
like
who
what
kinda
what a
took
loss
that
at
into
Frag
control.
was, and
So it's very
what that
interesting
meant
to
for the journey
see
thus far, and
what's
you know,
going to
kind of
happen
like
here.
the
Maybe
end of the
60's got something in the
season,
tank. Maybe he's
and it
been
also
kind of
sucked
tutored
because
by
like those
JT or someone behind the
what was
scenes
it, like
to
those last
give
couple
him the
weeks,
knowledge
right?
and the
Like we went
capabilities of
into
being that
it
IGL.
being, I think, like
And
52nd, 53rd in the
it looks
world.
like we are getting
And
to
you know, like
Vito's
you're going
now,
into the
so
major,
we
like,
can
man, even
take a
if we
look
don't
at
make a
that
major,
here.
like we've come so far
And
to be,
so
you know,
far,
almost
okay,
top
Mirage,
50
that's pretty
VRS
standard ban
globally.
for
Like that's huge.
Marsborne.
And
That's their
then
perma ban.
because there's like
For
back-to-back
Sportsbet
lands in
Nuke,
South America and
not
Europe, it's like
surprising.
all of
That
a
is
sudden we
also
had
their perma
dropped
ban, so
down. It's
nothing
like
really to
we
note there.
exited
But
Frag
Inferno
at
picked
like
by Marsborne, that is their
90th.
best map. They have a 71%
And it was like,
win rate on it, and they've
goddamn,
played it
was like
21
the
times. They've
entire
got the reps
season
and
of
they've got the skill
progress.
for
Just
it.
like, you know, that's
However,
just the nature
for
of VRS. You
Skinbet,
know,
they've only
like
played it once
you
and they
move
lost
up and
it.
down throughout the
A
Cruel
season.
mistress,
Just
man.
to
the
like,
last 3 months, so they are
yeah,
a
just
little bit
like at
lacking
the end
in
of
that
the
department.
season to
Now,
feel
number
like
2, by Sportsbet
we
will
had
be
done so
Ancient.
well
Not
and come
too
so
much of a
far, but
surprise
like
there.
according to
They have played it 2
rankings,
times. They're 1
we
for
were
2
right
out, so
exactly where
50%
we had
win rate.
started.
But
You know,
meanwhile, on
essentially
the
right off the
Marsborne
rip,
side,
coming in at like
56%
100th. And
win
it was
rate
like, damn.
over 16
According to
maps. That
VRS,
is
like
a
we're the
very
same
good
caliber
number
of
to
team we
have.
were a year
And
ago,
again, I
and
think the reps for this
we're
series so
basically
far will
placing
just
the
favor
same. But I
Marsborne.
don't see that at all.
And
You
as
know,
we
it
go into
feels
Dust
like
2, that's a standard
it
ban
feels
for
like we've
Ben,
all,
Train.
you know, we've done really
Makes
well.
sense for Sportsbet. They have
Yeah.
not played that yet as a core.
So the
And
Veto, Inferno,
Overpass is a
Ancient
decider. That could
Overpass.
be where things get interesting.
You have any feelings towards this
It does
map
look
pool,
like
bro?
that Marsborne have a 40%
You know, I think
win
it
rate
was
on the
funny
map,
because
only
really
playing it
early on,
5
I swore you
times.
guys,
And
everyone
meanwhile,
was like, "Oh,
Sportsbet, well, they
Inferno's
played
our
it
best
3
map,"
times, and they've
and
won it for 2/3. So
I've grown a
67%
little more
win rate.
hesitant
So
of
just
Inferno
looking at
over
these
the
vetoes,
season.
it does seem
Ancient,
to
I really
favor
like.
just
I think we
purely
fucking
off the amount of
kick ass
times
on,
a team has played
on
the map. I
Ancient.
would
I
have to
think
favor
especially if
Marsborne,
Grizz,
but I would not be
Grizz just seems
surprised
to
if
know
we do
every
see maybe
wall bang
Sportsbet coming
spot
out
on
swinging.
Ancient,
I do
and that
think
plays
that,
really
you know, you
well.
have an operator like OG Wizard. We've seen some
Yeah, I
brilliance from
think
him over the past few months. I do think he will be
you know, I
that
think with
player
the
to
new
look out
player,
for Sportsbet.
CXEI, they actually have him
really
playing
need to
mid,
see what Wolfie's
like,
going to be capable
quite
of
a bit now.
on the AWP from Marsborne as well.
But I wouldn't put it past
on a map
Danny
like
to have the
Inferno,
same
you don't
level
really
of
get to see
knowledge
that
as
AWP
Grizz.
too much on
And
that
if
T
he
side.
did,
Yeah.
then
Once
Grizz
we
would
get, they
definitely
switch
share
over to
that
that CT
knowledge.
side, that's when things can get very,
To me,
very
as the player, to
interesting.
me,
And,
I loved
excuse me.
Inferno. CXEI took my
Yeah, so
position
this veto,
towards the B
it
site.
really
I had the funnest position
it's
across the
pretty
entire
standard,
map.
in
I was
all
getting
honesty.
aggressive,
Nothing
gathering the
too out of the
information,
ordinary.
and
I
calling a
guess
lot of the
Overpass is
shots.
a little
And
iffy, per se.
yeah, Inferno,
But
especially on the
other
CT
than
side, I
that,
think
I
that
think
defines
Inferno, we gotta
Marsborne. Like
talk
that
about
is the
that. I think
definition
that
of
is
the
going to
highest
be,
level of play
in
that
my
they
personal
have
opinion,
when
I
things
do
are
think it
functioning well.
favors Marsborne a lot. You know,
Hmm.
the
Since
21
the
times,
roster edition, I think
71%
overall they
win
do
rate on
play
the
more
map. That is an
fluid
absolutely
Counter-Strike. They have an actual
outstanding
IGL there now.
number to do. I believe that's
But I
like
actually kind of see
16 maps, 17 or so.
the performance
give or
of their
take.
CT side towards the B
And
bomb
playing
site
against these high tier opponents
actually
in
not
North
as
America
strong.
as well.
It's
That is
weird
brutal.
because
Inferno we've
overall
seen
across
throughout
all
Counter-Strike
7
history
maps, I do
is one of
feel
those
they are
maps where it's
playing
very
better.
grueling, very
But
long,
Inferno, which was
long
such a a
round type of
such a
map.
gem in our
Now,
arsenal.
of course, throwing back
It's
to
just a little bit weaker.
the
It's
Boston
really
Major a couple
weird for
years
me to
ago.
see.
We saw how that went.
I think
We've seen how Inferno went.
I
in
think
the
they
last
just
few
haven't had
releases as
enough
well from the
time
T1 scene,
to
as well as even in this tier 2,
really
tier 3
talk
NA
about
scene as
how
well.
complicated the
So
position.
really, no surprise there. I do
Flush
think
that out.
Inferno will probably go the distance.
Yeah, I know for a long time
but
Inferno
I
was pretty much
will
like an
have
insta
to
lock for us.
probably
It was
favor Marsborne,
oftentimes what we
to
definitely
take that,
wanted
maybe
a
to like a
decider to come
13-10,
down to
maybe
because
even
it
like an
guaranteed we
overtime,
would win.
per se.
We were
But even
very
if
very
Marsborne win
confident
that,
in
it's
our
a best of
Inferno
3 of course. You know,
gameplay.
we got Ancient coming in here as well. Ancient, one of those
I
maps
will
again,
say
it's one of those where
I'm very
inside, you're
interested
not
to
really
see
gonna
how
need an ATB to get the
SportBetExpert
start.
does.
Rely on their 5 rifles.
Very
I
interested
really
in the
wanna
team
see
since they
how
first announced a couple
they're gonna
months
be able
ago,
to take that
especially once they
takeover,
added
especially
Rec.
Sportsbet, because they
Um,
don't really have that many reps on Ancient.
but I
They've
haven't
only
seen
played
them really
twice
get to
in the
play
last 3 months
recently,
on Ancient
and
TV.
it's been a little
And
the scores I've seen from them have been
that's where things are going to get a little dicey.
little shakier than I would have imagined from the people on that team.
Yeah, them not
So,
showing up at frag is, that left a lot to be desired.
Mhm.
Like as an NACS fan, you got a new team, you got some recognizable names, you're kind of excited to see them play, see what they can, come together with in just a few weeks of time. That's often the best phase of Counter-Strike teams, and you kind of see it in North America a lot, why the rosters bounce around, is the honeymoon phase. It's right at the beginning when everyone's coming together and everyone's putting their best effort forward. There's no drama within the team, etc. So I really wanted to see them at frag, and I kind of had to wait until now.
Yeah, I agree. When they announced frag, I was really looking forward to. Like, I understand why they backed out. Like, economically, it makes sense for a newer team. They have to look at where they're spending their money, and the caliber of that event very quickly got away from, I think, a lot of teams that were just wanting to show up and try. It's, the caliber of teams are very scary, especially if you're someone like them who doesn't really know where you stack up. But I agree with you. I think that you need to go and see where you stack up. I think it's good to go and get your fucking, even if you fucking lose, that way, okay, like, we're trying to put together a really, really good team, and this is where we currently stack up and where the holes are. And I think the only way to find that out is really at LAN going against some really, really high caliber teams.
Yeah, I completely agree. I was going to echo the same sentiment as you. Their logo is a green apple. It's incredibly sustainable, energy efficient, environmental friendly. They had to be friendly to their pockets to not come to frag. My opinion of it is when you have a brand new roster, regardless if you have 5 very experienced players or a mixture of inexperience and experience, whatever the dynamic within the team is, you have to come to LANs to see what you're made of, because that's where you get pushed the most, not only in terms of competition. Fragadelphia was very fortunate to have the roster of teams they had, but for SportsBetExpert, I feel like that's why you want to go, because you kind of see, hey, where's our baseline at? Where's our baseline in our play towards teams that are better than us? Because you don't often get that in North America. SportsBetExpert, day to day on paper, is not as good as maybe a Marsborne, NRG, whatever, right? But as a new team, how are you supposed to know where your level is, especially when the pressure is on you? We saw what happened to, we'll take Marsborne, for example, Fragadelphia. They go and it's a big moment for them. There's lots of external pressure, external pressure being qualifying for the major, living up to your expectations of your coach and your staff. How does SportsBetExpert react when they're under pressure and they've kind of just delayed gaining more info and knowledge on themselves? And I always think, if you're very serious into CS, investing into it, then you want to get your players in these situations, whether it be, the best move with the money or not.
Or maybe he's gonna have something more.
I fully agree with that. Like, okay, if you're saying there's a gap between me and these teams, so I'm scared to face them. Like, you need to know how big that gap is, where that gap is, and the only way to do that is LAN, where you get the opportunity. But also, like, I'll say from a business perspective, especially as a new org, like, so much of our growth, I believe, and fans came from us attending LANs and going to those early frags. I mean, thankfully, we did as well as we did at that first frag, taking second. But even after that, it's like, I think that as an org, going to those events, immersing yourself in the community, shaking hands, as it were, it's almost like an essential piece of the other side of the coin. You have the one, which is your team getting better and seeing where they stack up, and 2, you have your org getting out there and your team getting out there as an entity and getting a face to the name, so people can go, okay, when I think of SportsBetExpert, I think of this, I think of these guys, I think of this team, I think of whatever that may be.
Yeah, I think our team was incredibly blessed. We have a lot of people who are well known within the North American scene. But the personalities that we do have, when we go to these Fragadelphias, some people will describe them as LAN parties, and I absolutely hate that. LAN parties sound super casual. When I show up, I'm trying to beat everyone there. I'm trying to be everyone's friend. I don't got really a problem with anyone, outside from like maybe a Carson. But when I go there, I'm trying to meet new people, extend my the scope of my name, as well as when you're playing when you're a Counter-Strike professional, and this might be a little bit of a tangent, on what we're talking about. But when you're a Counter-Strike professional, you're stuck inside for long hours, multiple times, a week. Sometimes you'll go without a day off several weeks, and that's going to limit how much interaction you get with people. And I think it's incredibly awesome to be a player, to fly to somewhere, explore a new area, be in a different place, but also meet people and attach a face to a name that you kind of see in these pugs all the time. Maybe you see them coming up through the leagues, and you can establish a connection with that person. And I always find it super exciting, and I think a lot of our teammates on Marsborne share the same sentiment, and it's definitely gave us an advantage in growing the amount of reach we have with people. I didn't really think about that when SportSexpert wasn't attending.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's very true, and it's funny because I think all the same sentiments you said about like socializing and interacting with people, it's like that's doubly true for the team itself. It's like getting the 5 guys who maybe play online all the time together, but getting them in a house for the weekend really builds a lot of camaraderie. Like, I think that first frag, like, we all went out to went out to dinner, the night before, and I think that from a team bonding experience, like, that is probably just as valuable as everything else that you get from LAN, and is a piece that you can only get by going to LAN and going to these events and showing up and playing together as a team and meeting who the hell your teammates are, and bunking up with them for the weekend.
Yeah, I will say that dinner was excellent.
It was a good meal.
I think I ate enough garlic steak for the whole table. We went out to Fogo de Chao. Never been there before. And that's what never been to Fogo de Chao. I'm in Philadelphia. I'm at work. I was just having a blast. I was just so happy to be there. And what some people may not realize about these North America teams, tier 2, tier 3 teams, is there's like a changing of the guard in the scene, and everyone's young and experienced, both or either or, and these connections, establishing these relationships with your teammates and other people, is so much more valuable to people in our scenario compared to like a tier 1 scene, maybe like a Rain on FaZe. Everyone knows who Rain is. He's an iconic player. Everyone loves Rain. Everyone knows what he looks like. Everyone knows his personality, at least what he shows us within the scene. And you don't really have that amongst each other in North America. It's something I kind of wish we had more of. And Fragadelphia is just a great platform. Really the only platform we have to do so.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing in the United States especially, is that everyone's so fragmented just because geographically it's just such a larger space. So we're not like a lot of other regions where everyone is within a 1 to 2 hour radius of each other. Like, we do have a lot of people that even on the same team might be a 30-hour drive from each other, and like going to the events is really the only way to make that happen. And I agree with you. It'd be nice if there was more of them, more lands, more opportunities for players to interact, because at the end of the day, like, I believe the only way that Counter-Strike has stayed alive as long as it is and will continue is through community and the sense of community that you get, and that can't exist purely online.
Yes, I share the same feeling. Since I started playing CS, I've gone to every Fragadelphia I could. If it was in my best interest, I went, and it's only benefited me. So how do you feel about these Euro teams? Oh, Monjava, man. What's up? Nice to have you here. We're just watching the game. Well, waiting for Dust 2 to get their shit together.
Yeah, it'll be back soon.
Yeah. Hopefully double
means.
Soon means very soon.
That's not soon enough.
Yeah, nah. But anyways,
so how do you feel about these Euro teams
coming to Fragadelphia? I take the opinion that it's a very beneficial thing for us, as a competitor. Yeah, me and you, we look at Counter-Strike in different ways. That's not like an egregious thing to say, like, I'm a fierce competitor of 10 years and you're more on like the outside looking in kind of thing. So how do you feel about that?
Like, one side of me, so I even myself, I think, have two opinions or two minds of the situation. One side is as a person running a team in North America, and I say, God damn it, stop taking our opportunities from North America. It's hard enough to eat over here. But from the other side of it, which is a much more neutral, I think, normal thought line process, I think in general it's much better for the scene one, the level of competition. Like if North America is ever going to actually say, please look at us, we're that good, we can't shy away from Europe and other regions. We have to be able to beat them. There's no sense in us qualifying for a major to get fucking 13-1'd. You know what I mean? Round one.
There are two things that keep the North American scene from growing their level of play. There are two things. One, the removal of domestic pro league, where it doesn't bring the best teams back to compete amongst ourselves, so we have better practice. And two, how much of a bubble we are stuck in, where we are constantly for years at a time before we even get one chance to practice or play against someone better than us. We just play amongst each other. And it becomes less about playing good Counter-Strike and more about how do we beat each other. And that's not really preparing us fundamentally to go and play different styles and different levels of competition and be prepared. Those are the two things that absolutely destroy.
Like, if anyone's going to be good at anything, that only comes from getting as close to failure or failing as possible. And you can't learn by constantly winning or facing weaker opponents. Like, if you want to be the best fighter in the world and you always go against smaller opponents who you whoop, you will never learn anything. So like from an enjoyer of Frag itself and the team that runs Frag, like, it's so much better for them to have an open LAN environment with any available teams. I think the counter to it is that a lot of other regions like Europe and South America, and I don't know, there's always someone to correct you online, but it seems as though they have more closed events that are only for their region. So it feels like maybe there's a middle ground where Frag remains as this open area that is everyone globally. EU teams are going to come over. They're going to kick our teeth in for a couple months or a couple years until we step up our level of play. But maybe there are some more opportunities within North America, similar to what they have to earn VRS points outside of these events.
Looks like we got map 1 starting Monjava. I'm very excited we get to see some CS finally.
Here we go.
Let's turn this up a bit.
Early smoke out there from SportsBet. Actually, I think the HUD's a little bit different there. SportsBet will be on that CT side. And well, Marsborne, they would like to actually wrap around this A site and try and crutch it from both angles, and that's a good start. 60 and Chop will each find one of their own. Grizz does go down to Evan, though.
Yeah, that was pretty clean.
4 versus 3.
Happened quickly, too.
And a 3v4 retake.
Have you been able to see Wolfie's level of play since he hasn't been the IGL?
We spot if anybody's lurking.
He seems a lot more calm.
No one's gonna be home. Everybody's gonna be burying
It seems like him
into
only
this
needing to
A-bomb
focus
site
on that
going
allows
into
his
pit.
brain to focus more and not be so scattered.
Make something happen, but
Wolfie.
Wolfie instead finds a nice long-range headshot on.
Yeah, I can tell just from his play, you know, being the player before 60 and actually experiencing it. Yeah, it was. I think it was a lot for him. It overwhelmed him in a lot of situations, and I think it was quite foreign to him because he's not used to feeling overwhelmed. He's used to just being the opper, and when you watch him play, you can just see he's in better situations more frequently, more consistently. And when it's his time to shine in a round, you know, if he gets late into that round with the op, maybe they get the bomb down, he gets the post plant, and he gets to his spot where he can just become a turret. That's just where you see him just banging him out. And he's getting a lot more kills in the turret position. Not that he wasn't getting to the turret position before when they were playing with myself. But he gets in that situation a lot more because he knows and understands the op role, and his mind doesn't go to a different place trying to organize for other people.
I would say, like, historically, throughout the season, like the whole year, if you watch Wolfie's play, what rounds is Wolfie the best at? It's the rounds where Wolfie's in, like, a 1v3, 1v4 clutch situation where all he has to do is hit op shots. He's the only one left alive, so he's not worrying about anyone else. And that's when he's, like, the best. So it's like, yeah, just let him focus on himself, and it seems like he'll be better.
Yes, absolutely.
I love the squad stack we're seeing from SportsBet.
Really fun to watch.
It won't work, but it was fun to watch.
I haven't seen that work in years, you know, since it became very popular. Always that corner flash over.
For SportsBet?
Now we get to see
round
out of SportsBet.
I believe from my back-end knowledge that the IGL of SportsBet is freshy, but I don't want to put 100% stamp on that.
I think I had heard that. So let's both stamp it, and if we're wrong, we'll die together.
Yeah. Yeah, you know. I'm going to die. There better be some camaraderie involved. Better be for a good reason.
Molotov out towards mid.
Now, watching this, I'm really looking to see a lot out of Rec and OG Wizard, just because I think they have so much of a caliber name to live up to. But like I said, I don't know how they've done on this team. I haven't been able to see them in months.
Yeah, I'd say Rec definitely comes from a whole different pedigree than the rest of his teammates. OG Wizard definitely is going to be falling behind, like you said. I think that's a good analysis of the players here. I think that's what makes it exciting. It's kind of, I wouldn't say to the degree that we had in our team, but kind of similar to ours. You know, you bring two players that are solidified in the scene, can put up solid performance, and you bring together three other players that are on the cusp. They got some stuff to learn. They can break out once they get comfortable amongst the team.
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with Trojan. I definitely is Evan Caw, or is that a different Evan?
Evan's going to be Evan Caw. Trojan's going to be the or not the opera. Trojan was playing op before this team, but now that he's playing with OG Wizard, I'd find that detrimental if OG Wizard wasn't the opera. Great guy, by the way. Great guy, OG Wizard. I only met him once. You know, it's hard to say he's a great guy from one interaction, but you get that feeling about some people. He's like this quiet kid, a little short, and he's got this Eastern European accent. He's from Ukraine. He's a pleasure to talk to, you know. And I noticed when I was talking to him, I couldn't help myself but smile and just enjoy my time talking to him. And, you know, when you combine that with playing good CS, you know, someone like me, I'm going to love you. I'm going to love it. You play good CS, cool dude. Like, what's not to love about that?
That's a good point.
And delay firing the weapon
by
150 milliseconds.
Yeah, I'll set you up good in life.
I don't know if I'm a fan of that, to be honest.
4-0 start, saving on the first gun round, though.
And you have the AWP on the
very
CT
important.
side, you scope in, kind of
refuses
to die.
Off that defuse.
Refuses to die. You know, he's got leading from the front without dying. That says something about you.
In Counter-Strike. I mean, most
there's actually I got to play ECL Cup with Marsborne. You know, some VRS roster rule complication, some missed emails involved, right?
Not too sure.
And we're playing Inferno versus Lag, and I'm having an incrable series. But I'm just like, I'm sitting in spawn, you know, the first round's about to start. I'm just like, you know what, Grizz? Take my role. I want to support you this game. You know, we're not playing as a full 5. You know, it's not a super serious game because it's not their full roster. Like, let's just, I'll support. You go intro, get all the kills. And I sent Grizz into Banana, and this guy was an absolute slayer. And I'm actually kind of looking at the radar right now, and he is the first into Banana. Maybe this is kind of a change they've made in the past couple weeks.
Yeah, it seems like he's having trouble getting started here.
For these players.
Yeah. I will say Grizz amongst the team. Marsborne, he's the least experienced, and he has the lowest level of knowledge amongst the 5 on how a team's supposed to move together across the map. And that's not me disrespecting him. He's here for a reason. That's because everyone believes in him. Hell, I'm not even there, and I still believe in him. He's an incredible fragger. And something he told me in the moment where he was able to be the entry and not the support is that he feels his best when he feels he could take his timings and go and... He didn't verbatim say this, but my comprehension of it was he can go and play the game and just kind of shoot. And it seems kind of remedial, but you know, you need your guys like that. Some of your team are hard shooters, and some of your guys are your facilitators. And I think if this is a theme we see, it could be good for Grizz. I think he might open up more than he has been. Incredibly messy round.
Yeah, we got kind of pinned in there for a bit, trying to find our way out of it.
Yeah.
Captain of the SportsBet roster has gotten some pretty nice kills as well.
Nice shot, Chop. Yeah, the problem with this round is they're putting pressure into the bracket, and they're boosting, kind of missing their boost top mid. Unfortunately, there's a CT in the cubby that's hearing them. But Grizz is alone at B. CXEI helps him get the banana control and a little bit of the car control. But Grizz is there with a low amount of resources, and it's just insanely obvious that it's one guy pressuring B to kind of pull the attention of the third player at A. And SportsBet, that's, you know, we want to see a new team blossom. We were talking about that. And they were not persuaded by that one-man B at all. It's kind of stuck around.
But unfortunately, they did back out of the tournament. So this is the
you know, that's not what we want to see from our boys. But
so they're playing for any VRS.
How do you think you account for that? Do you throw extra nades? Do you send a second guy and then rotate away right away?
Well, first off, not missing the boost top mid and giving the sound cues probably ideal.
mid will be
But yeah, you
tied.
get the control and you kind of want to be silent in the area, and then you
We'll get
send
there a little bit.
1 or 2, maybe 3, depending on
information
how
that
you
they
want
have
to
backed
play the
off
round,
and-
back to B, to prod and to B, to show the numbers.
Looks like they've elected to go back
And, you know, I
towards
kind
this
of view,
east site where
in
we're
Marsborne, we
in
talk
and lying in
about
wait.
resources, right?
Whereas
And one of your
fortunate enough to
resources is your
cast,
body.
Sports
Showing
Betting
your
not so
body.
long ago where they were
And
on
if it's
Inferno.
one person with
And
one
just
grenade
two
and
on
he's
this
kind of
B-bomb site
spamming,
on
you know,
it,
that's
it's
not
just
a lot of
absolutely
pressure. You know, as a
ridiculous.
B player,
The
that's
NETs
nothing.
coming in, I mean,
You know, I'm
these two are,
sitting
like,
top first
incredible
orange, and that's
firepower.
happening, and I'm licking my
that's where it's
chops.
gonna go. CS2 has become this game where
And so it's like, yeah, being a little bit
you can't
quicker on the
really have a
rotation
weak link in terms of
across the
firepower on
map.
roster.
And when
That's
you're
why we
getting
see
to that
players
B,
like
putting
Howie,
more
especially, you know,
pressure because
every
you have more
single one of their
resources.
players is just absolutely incredible. There's no weak link whatsoever on that roster. That's why
Show
they've
me that
had
body.
So much success. That's why they won pretty much every event in this first half
What do
of
you think, Matt?
2025. And while SportsBet, they're trying to take a page out of their book as well and trying to get this roster.
You know,
with all
I'm
five
watching how the
firing
round
on all
goes, and
cylinders.
I'm listening to the
Correct. You've seen him on
commentary
Emily. He's been fantastic.
from
Evan,
the
he's been a
caster here, and he
notable
seems
person
he
in
seems
the
very
NCS
he
scene
seems to
as well
believe
as
very
starting
heavily in
you
SportsBet
know,
Expert.
firing off on some
He
kills
seems to
there.
have a lot of
Actually,
confidence in
trying to
them.
goes down. Now it's gonna be
And
this bomb site that's gonna be
he
trying
was
to
speaking about their
flank
early
from all
on
angles here, but Evan's gonna be here.
how well
Gonna
they've
get
done
Sock
so
Mason, but
far
it's gonna find
in
his
the
land
rest
range
of the
from Evan.
tournaments.
Well,
And
we're gonna get
I
a
will
hat trick,
say
my
I
friend.
don't think that they've faced a team like us yet.
Number 3 in the
I
favor
don't
of
know
SportsBet Expert.
if that matters in terms of how well they'll do. That's what I'm interested to see. Is I think thus far they've had I've looked at some of their brackets that they've done, and I don't know that they've really faced a lot of higher caliber
action on the
teams at this
AWP,
point in their
but-
career. And so
Okay.
I think this
For
will
a
be
second, I thought
interesting to
Trojan
see how
was
they
gonna take
stack
it.
up.
Took
I
a
like to believe
little-
that
took a
as
little
soon
my
as
friend
Grizz gets
to,
active here, this
pop
is
that over
going
to
to
your
turn
teammate.
around very quickly.
Well, Marsborne
Looking at the
Yeah.
score line, it kind of looks
back
like a
here.
5v3
Not looking
situation
too
going
well.
on. We know that's not the case.
commodity-wise.
Yeah.
The early banana
Yeah,
is
and the
do
kills,
nothing.
definitely 5v3.
Nobody will be home in
2 of
banana,
Marsborne's
and
hardest shooters,
that's
though.
what's-
Killless, Grizz, and
the meta,
Viz.
I guess, is starting to shape as well.
Very weird.
A lot of
Yeah,
these
and we both know
teams
that.
are
I mean,
now starting to
having
realize
0
that,
kills
okay,
doesn't
well,
necessarily
we're gonna
mean that you
instant
haven't
throw nades
contributed
down
to the
banana, we're
rounds.
just
That's
gonna wait.
a
We're
bad
not gonna
correlation to your actual
take
impact.
damage
Well, you're
of
not
serving.
making it much
necessary
easier,
for these
either.
late rounds in particular.
No. But I think so far the biggest thing I've noticed is a lot of our trades we haven't been able to get because it seems like we aren't always together. Like even if you look now, it's like what is it? Like if Chop goes down here, there's no one to do anything with him. And I know
Yeah,
he's
I'm-
trying to divert attention over to A, but
I'm familiar with what this call is. It's
for Marsborne to make this early on, probably
the
plays
4-man
Molly
B
from
default,
right
and they
field.
want to
Well,
pop
Riffy
B
quite a
based
bit.
off
Actually, Grizz
shot
as
putting
well.
light
Both those
pressure
players
at
are
bracket.
well. This is gonna chime with some
Kind of the
damage.
opposite of what I was speaking about last round, where you take the control and you be very quiet and you move around, like put the resources where you need them. This round is more, we have the resources where we need them. We're going to misdirect with one person, and instead of having multiple steps of misdirection, we're going to pounce off that one step of misdirection, not give them time to think.
Now we see
Now, not much happened. They didn't really move the defense that
They
much,
have to save this.
but that was quite a good thing. You know, if you can keep the 3 people at A and we have 4 people popping onto 2 at B, that's quite good for us.
yeah, and it looks like it's going to call SportsBet here to save and just go, okay, cool, let's try to keep the rifles here, keep them into the next round, and that little extra person means that they don't even want to rotate and try to take the retake.
So
Yep.
we will be tied up now at 3-3.
Would be nice to get some kills. Marsborne money is quite low, so they're probably going to keep all the riflers alive. CTs, though, they got nice money. They got to keep 3 people alive. That means less drops. Money for a longer period of time. 3-3. Yeah, I will say they beat him with the set piece there. A SportsBetExpert can't adjust to set pieces like that and be prepared with the counter utility. I think that's very telling of the level of team they're at. But also, that goes for Marsborne, too. If you can't default versus a team like this, then that's a cause for worry.
Just a passive op here
Mm-hmm.
with a young Ukrainian.
It's fundamentals matter at every level,
Yeah, they would like to do so.
and you got to be able to call defaults and run them and execute them.
Molly top mid with a fast left side smoke. They're going to work their numbers up mid. Denying the B with rotating the car mollies.
From those CTs. Get up halfway.
This round's a similar concept.
Here. It's actually going to go right through the smoke and into...
Light pressure B. Let's work into the car as the pressure at mid's happening. So the CTs feel less inclined to go forward and counter the space and more inclined to stay back and play with the rotation.
Towards that A site.
See how much more pressure they're able to put with the 4B. Yeah, this is the same call. Same call as last
Two rounds,
round.
they lean forward towards B, and they're going to do it again here. Just leave chop over towards that A bomb.
Yeah,
site to
it's,
maybe do
it's
the damage
great
and
getting to
stop this
hear
rotation
like
as much as
insight
possible.
from you
Rotation's
on the
already coming
thought
in from
process
Trojan.
and more of
And Evans was
how
finally
it's
able to kill
happening.
onto
Just
the-
gives
both
me
these
a
B players
deeper
all
level of
at
understanding
10
as I
and
watch the
16
play
HP,
unfold.
respectively. And oh my goodness, all these
5v4 numbers are in favor of the CTs, but not a lot of grenades from the CTs.
And a fully whited Trojan.
Insane
will go
team play.
down.
Go chop.
Back into a 4-on-4, but
This is a save from the CTs right now. Spawn smokes up. You can't flow from two sides of the retake. This is not a winnable round for the CTs. You can kind of see he has
No,
no
everyone's
confidence
so
in his
low.
movement.
This retake might
Yeah.
stall out.
Kid on OG Wizard and Freshie.
This is at the back of Cyber Wolf. He's going to chime in with one on
Yeah,
two.
now they're gonna
I
make
think
the
they're
call a
trying to
little
find
late
Ninja.
here to try to
You know,
get
stuck
out.
in the middle of the site
Yeah,
there.
it's
They
sloppy
like to go
play.
for the save.
Yeah,
Sloppy
and
play.
here he's able to
Six
clean
is
up the
gonna be
exits
two
because
there.
it was
Game
much
return
like we had plenty of
denied
time to get
them.
in position to
The
clean them up
ability
as
to
they
save these
rotate
rifles,
out to
but
save.
Wizard does take down 60, but he's going to be put under this pressure. He's going to be chased by
What we need to be
Cage.
looking for
All of
from
a sudden, these
SportsBet
balls
here,
are
the
slowly
counter to
but
what
surely
Marsborne
closing
is
around
doing
him.
is
He's gonna
actually
try to
playing
stay
for
alive
the
as long
car
as he can.
control.
Takes down Chop, and he will keep
Marsborne are not even
moving
throwing a lot of
that's
resources
so
at the car to
efficient.
keep the control. It's just one smoke in the middle to put out their close molly. We codenamed it the Kerrigan smoke.
Camp, I mean, they are able to
And they're rotating the car
have
molly
some
so that
rifles here.
CTs
Evan
can't
will
take
be on
down
that
late.
MP9.
But it's actually quite useless because the CTs are playing back.
Back and
If they
forth.
wanted to adjust well here, they're going to try to do the retake
And they're
nades on
at 4
car
and 3
and
on
try to
their map
keep
pick.
Marsborne out of the car area so they cannot pop onto the B bomb
69 and
site.
3, an absolutely stellar game from him. We haven't really
Now, when
He's been
you
a little
when you
bit
go
of a
into a round
lackluster
and you've all got
last
all
few
your,
months.
you start the round with all your grenades, all your resources. How do you determine what level of them to launch initially and what to hold back in case you need a retake or you need to post plant positions? Like, do you have all of your utility pre-planned usage before you buy it, or are you keeping part of it through the round in case you need to call a this or move to a new post plant that requires a smoke here?
Yeah, it's it all depends on the style of play that your team wants to play, and then you get to a high enough level where you mix up how you play based on who you're playing. So how the B bomb site works is in order to take the bomb site, they need the car control, and we want to be getting them to use as many resources as possible to take car, because if they use all the resources to take car, they have less resources to exec the bomb site. So Marsborne now are rotating the mollies on car, 2 mollies and 1 smoke. And it should be incredibly obvious to the CTs that, hey, they're using quite a bit of mollies just to keep the banana control, not even get the car themselves. So once the second car molly comes out, you throw the retake nades on them. So yeah, they used 2 mollies to get banana, but they didn't get the end goal of car. So then once those smokes refade, then they kind of get pushed back to the other side of the map, but they do have the option to stay behind the grenades, in which you kind of complicate the play where you could be sitting behind the car retake nades, therefore they want to use even more resources to clear it out, or they're going to be walking in trying to be quiet and undetected, and then you could be in a setup there with your op there, rifler, sandbag. You could have 2 riflers at sandbag. So it creates a lot of uncertainty, and also creates a utility trade-off where, in a way, the T's are wasting their grenades, and they have to use more of them throughout the round. B pops and B execs, they're not scary if you can get the terrorists to use their nades before they get to the part where they can actually exec, because it allows more spots on the bomb site to be played because they have 1 less molly. Maybe they have a little bit less flashes, so you can play top first, and they can't chain spawn flashes. It always changes as you get better as a player and reading what's going on. But yeah, there's always a plan. There should always be a plan.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting to think about like the microeconomics. That's stuff that I don't think about as a player at my skill level. Right, which is like what you're explaining, where it's like, okay, they're going to use 3 resources to try to accomplish X, and I can negate that with my 1 resource. So it's like all those kind of things where not only are you trading macroeconomics of like your rounds and your economy and your guns, and like, oh, like, they're going to save and we can sacrifice 3 of our guys to try to kill their last guy with the op because we're in better economic situations. So it's like, even if we lose those 3, it's worth it to stop him from keeping the op. But then same thing with like the grenades, where it's like, yeah, like we use this many grenades to get into space, but now that we have the space, that's worth 5 of their grenades to try to retake it.
Yes. So if Marsborne are smoking in banana and using 2 mollies on the car, and they use a flash as a tick when they want to actually take the car. And then I used one smoke half wall, one molly car. I traded 2 mollies, a smoke, and a flashbang, or a smoke and a Molotov. But also, time is a resource, perhaps one of the most valuable resources. So they used all that time to keep Banana with the 2 mollies, and then they had to wait for him to fade, and then they flashed in, and I did not, and then I throw my smoke and Molotov, and it pushes them out. It's time. So they not only did they lose utility, they lost time. And that gives my third A player, usually the arch player or the lane player, enough time to make an educated guess of what's going on. In the meta for many years, it's common to start 3B, so you can keep, or sorry, 3B and drop the third player's utility and get them back to A, so you can keep the B bomb site strong with utility, but also keep the A bomb site strong with bodies. Whoa, what has happened
what
here?
just happened that round?
Bombs down T steps, we got 4 people defaulting into A, we're all dead. Last guy is the B lurker. 30 seconds. It would be a miracle if CXI can win this. It's going to take some crazy shots. He's peeking mid.
Could potentially find this kill on the Freshie if he finds his pre-aim. It does
Should be round over right now.
Towards that Mexico position. Rec has picked up that AWP. They certainly have heard the jump.
Wow.
Ooh, 60 will find Freshie.
SportBet let it get too close there. If I were them, I wouldn't have even let my second guy be visible. I would have just started rotating down Banana and guaranteed the round.
Yeah, use your grenades. You got a smoke and a Molotov. Smoke off. Bottom mid.
Yeah, at that point, we're in a position where we have to kill him. We don't have an option to do anything but kill him. So if Rec just rotates off there, we automatically lose.
Yeah, if you keep 2 people alive here, look at the money situation on the CTs. It's a lot more uncomfortable than it was a couple rounds ago. Keeping 1 more rifle up, that's $2,900 less dollars. That's $2,900 more dollars you could have in the bank right now. Yeah, I definitely see what you mean. Here's the adjustment from the CTs: 3 Banana.
Anchor spots, but
yeah, they've noticed we've put heavy pressure onto it consistently and taken it.
I respect the play from CXEI. He's been getting the space the whole half. He's just kind of trying to work up, be efficient with the resources. So they didn't do that Kerrigan smoke. They only used 1 molly, and they're only sending 1 guy up because they want to create that pressure with less resources, less bodies, less grenades. See what they can get.
Will cost them. They're gonna try and make some more damage here. As well, this A site is for the taking.
No, and that was an important. Yeah, when it was 5v4, that last kill was really important for them because we had managed to take all of A's site and half of them were still rotating over. So we would have been in a very advantageous situation for a post plant, 4v5 even, but making it for 5v3 is just it's gonna be tough.
You know, it's crazy. 5v3 is still uncomfortable for these CTs, especially with a man like Wolfie and Pitt with the op. Oh, that's sloppy. Marsborne definitely have a chance to still win this round. Ooh, Chop undetected in the back of the bomb site.
There's one. See if he's gonna have a close.
Wow. You know, if there was 1 player alive, like you were saying, 1 more player alive on the Marsborne side, this retake is not possible for SportBet.
No, we would have been in a great position because we had full site control, but I don't remember who it was holding there over on. I don't even know the call out of that site, but someone had an early pick there as we rotated onto A that allowed them to be in that 5v3, which helps.
Yeah. But I like the 3B adjustment from SportBet, but it's not the kind of 3B adjustment I want to see. I want to see them playing with the rotation more, but putting 3 there is a step in the right direction. Marsborne coming right back to it. Inferno Classic. Lose at A. Oh, let's go back to what works. Default B. Here's that smoke we see. Kerrigan smoke. No second molly car. The alarm bell should be going off for the CTs right now.
Taking down Grizz and 60 a little bit.
4 people. This is classic Marsborne strat. 5 people even. Put the pressure with the left side smoke. Pop into B. CT's not ready at all.
Rec's gonna be tucked behind this new box.
Good adjustment from them, though.
Gets traded though by Viz, and now it's Rec alone. Essentially, 1-on-3 on this.
I don't know how we haven't checked Rec though. Rec's just able to float here in the back.
Yeah, Viz.
Thank God.
Back to the bomb site. There we are.
Rec's not gonna be able to expect that as Grizz and Viz each take.
And now we're in a good situation here for this. Yep. All down to Trojan here. It's a hard fucking retake taking B site, especially by yourself.
He should be saving right now. Get that full buy last round. Go for the tie, 6-6. Increase your odds in the future. spotted
Their
by
economy's
Viz.
not going to be going great into the last round. They might
But it's not
be
gonna work
at
out. Viz,
almost full buy,
recap
armor and gun at least,
for
but I don't
him,
think that
and,
they'll have a
good
full
start to the
utility
series
stack
as
here.
well. 1.0
Yeah,
really
Trojan. Look at his
last
buy,
few
man.
months, and,
Why not save?
7
Why
and 6 start
why
for
try to
him.
be the
He's
hero?
already
I know you're
multiple
4 and
rounds here
6.
at the beginning of this
I know
half,
the game's
Yeah.
close,
as well as in the middle,
but you're just
yeah,
kind
in the
of
final round of this first half.
kind of a
'Cause then he would've
didn't
had-
bridge the
Up
gap.
on their CT side.
Right, he would have had a helmet and an
6-6 with a
AK
buy.
and only needed
He's
to
gonna go
re-up on
against them.
armor and maybe utility stack
Not
going
really
into
a lot
last
to work
round.
with.
Yeah, he has
This
1900
round,
left
Trojan
as well.
looks
Drops
like
an
OG
MP9
Wizards
to his
elected
teammate. His
to
teammate gets more grenades.
force up the scout. I mean, might as well. Last round of the half.
OG Wizard Scout Smoke
to lose.
HE. Not good.
Marsborne have actually called their timeout.
Not good.
First of
But you
theirs.
kind of see what
On
the
that
picture Marsborne is painting
Trying
here.
to
I
We're going to
mean,
go to
it loo-
4B. We're going to make it look different.
on
And
their
sports
CT
bet's
side.
not ready.
It does seem like that.
Yeah.
Marsborne.
Yeah, and it
We're
seems
really
that
not looking for this beat box.
they've
So, yeah,
attempted
you
to
know, it's off
adjust,
the 2
but
rounds ago,
even
that
when they
insight.
did go ahead and do
hit, but that was a
3B,
very
it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough
Yeah,
to stop
last-ditch
us.
effort.
We've been able
It
to put
seemed
the
like once they
pressure on
started
and just
losing those players,
overwhelm them.
Yeah,
Those
it
are
kind of
the
seems like they're
offside.
playing around behind. You know, they do 3B adjustment when Marsborne only sends one. Then they do the next round. They do 2B
having the tank.
light utility,
For
and Marsborne walks up into the space and pops.
Trojan's gonna be lining up this flash.
Playing from
Looks
around
like
Yeah.
it's
behind.
release
See
and
here,
aggression from
3B,
Sports Bet.
fast
They're actually
aggression.
going to
Marsborne
close
have
range,
want nothing to do with
pushing
it.
all the way down into
No, and it looks like with them being on a partial buy, they are playing a hell of a lot more aggressive going to this last round, just trying to take up space so that we're not able to move through.
Yeah.
It's worked out so well. I mean, we're in a 3v3 situation here. Not great.
With 3-on-3. Wolfie still got that AWP in action. He's suspecting maybe someone has gone aggressive towards this banana. area, but Evan's
3v3.
elected to
Who do we got live?
stay on this
Grizz,
bomb
Wolfie,
site.
and
It's
Chop. I
gonna
mean,
be
those are,
3-on-3.
you know, you put these three guys into the late round, give them the utility, give Wolfie the op. There's not a lot of trios in NA. I'm going to say, hey, your chances are pretty good versus these three guys.
No, and it looks like the gamble of going towards B is working out in our favor, hopefully, because Evan's left alone. The only one left with full health, but it's going to be his job to hold off against 3 people trying to take B here.
Yeah, massive mistake. CT's got 2 in bracket. You need to react a little quicker.
Nope, he'll re-smoke and turn at the
What are we
exact
doing?
wrong time.
What are we doing?
Chop's able to find that kill and all, Evan. That is an unfortunate
Yeah, now
time for you,
Freshie's
my
got
friend.
barely any health here to work
Marsborne
with. Coming
now
up, Banana going to try to
hanging on
retake, but
to this
I'm
B-bomb site,
not seeing this
hanging
going well in
on
their
to
favor,
this
especially
lead
with Trojan
at the end of
having,
this half, but
nothing. I mean, he's got a
Trojan
pistol.
5-7
What is
and a
that,
Freshie
5-7?
81S.
Yeah, 5-7.
That's all that stands in Marsborne's way.
We just play time here. We don't even need a
Smoking. The
peek.
shot from Wolfie
Yeah.
is going to allow Freshie to make his way up there. Freshie is able to find one, but
Oof.
gets traded down by
Was.
Trojan. So now Freshie to 1
Yep.
2. He does know where 1 is towards CT. Able to find
Nice.
that op kill is Wolfie and Marsborne.
So when you
with
look at a
5
half
numbers
saying
7.
7-5 on an Inferno,
T-side
how
start for them
confident
is
do
now
you
they
feel
will be
about
switching
us
to
as
that
we
CT side.
go over to CT
They wanna
now?
convert this map
Yeah, I
into
was
a
saying
solid
we're a little
fashion.
weaker on the
They're gonna have
CT
to
side
start by
compared to a
looking
couple
for
months
this
ago, but if you're Marsborne, you got 7, you're going into your strongest side and probably your whole map pool, you're grinning. You're happy. You're thinking, oh, these guys are only get 1 or 2 more rounds. We're going straight to 13. You know, if they win a pistol, shrug it off. Who cares?
Looks like it's gonna be
Anyone
a
can win a pistol.
standard. Oh,
But
actually,
once you get to these gun rounds, I think the level of play from what
I
I've seen so far, Marsborne, I don't think sports bet are going to be
Okay,
punching
what's
above
up,
their weight
Wolfie's
in this map at least.
Elected for a kit instead. Okay.
Yeah,
So I was gonna
to
say,
be honest, I was
a little
hoping to
odd
get,
have all 5 members
you know,
of,
I don't know.
CT
I don't know
pistol
if
armor only.
I would have
Considered a
loved
bug.
to go a
This is
little
not a pug.
more
This
than
is the Dust
7
2 series
into
of
this
Masters.
because
Yeah,
of
this is
how
Masters.
our CT is sometimes. However, I feel incredibly confident
bet
in Marsborne on
making their way up
pistols.
towards
So if we're
apartments
able to
to look
secure
out
this
for
pistol
this
round, it's
split
as
here.
if we had
He's
had a
gonna
better
get
half.
punished for that peek there.
Yes.
Maybe hold on as long as he can.
Man, someone's got to message these
Down.
Marsborne
Oh,
guys.
headshot,
They're
though.
constantly
Flying
stacking the
red,
B
not
bomb
able
site,
to
dude.
find the kill, though,
Constantly,
on
man.
to Trojan. He's just gonna find the
Jeez,
kill
I got to
on
let
the
them know.
turn.
You know, I'm playing there. It's
Now,
B
this is
stack
gonna
every
be a
round. You know,
final
I'm a B
retake
player. I love
for
having that third
Marsborne.
guy there with the flashbang on pistol. That was probably the reason why
No utility to deny
we're
it.
actually playing towards the B bomb site quite a
Sportsbet.
bit. But dude, definitely a habit you can notice watching their play.
He's got a kit in the smoke bed.
Mm-hmm. And it's I feel like A is maybe you can speak better to this, but I feel like A is significantly harder to retake with less players. I feel like B side is a little easier. Like if I'm in a 3v4, I feel more confident taking B than I do A.
Yeah, they A bomb site definitely harder to defend, but the on the other side of the coin for the T's, the B bomb site is just so damn easy to take.
Got that bomb plant.
Now it's
Got the round win. So
pissed
they are
round.
Rifles.
It's a hard coin flip on this map. Though, you know, we are playing in North America, and I'd say quite a bit of teams do try to end B. That's why we see that B stack so often.
It looks like we will go ahead and force buy here.
I like it. I like it a lot. Probably going to try to rotate the smokes on the choke point at B. Try to delay him out of that area as long as possible. Yeah, we see the second guy, player number 2 on the radar, already leaving. That indicates he dropped his nades. Basically, the 5th player, Chop, who is the B anchor for Marsborne, is going to try to rotate the smokes and just lock them out of the B bomb site. Try to push them towards A, where Marsborne have 4 people playing.
Makes a lot of sense. It looks like SportsBet is going to be trying to take banana control here and move up towards B. The one round we don't stack it heavily with just Chop there left to defend it.
Yeah, I actually kind of disagree with how Chop's playing right now. I think it kind of sets off the alarm that, hey, this guy's solo when you're playing in this manner, smoking, swinging. You're trying to make it look like you're not solo because you're playing a little bit more confident. But I actually kind of prefer the domino effect smokes where you kind of start your first smoke half wall, keep the T's out of car, keep them guessing for more area of the map longer. Then once they take car, that's when you smoke them off at the choke point. That's kind of more convincing. Hey, we have multiple people here. And again, the number one most valuable resource is time. So if we can keep them wondering for a longer period of time, that's more time they have to make a mistake.
So let me ask you a question. You're going into a round like this, right? We did a force buy. We're halfway through the round. We see that it's not going well. Are you then in a position to just try to maybe secure an AK and save? Or are you at that point, hey, let's try to get as many of their kills and do as much economic damage as possible, knowing, like, where are you in mind at that part in the round?
Yeah, kind of depends on your position on the map, you know, how spread out are we, those kind of things. But I think the most ideal thing is if you have 4 people live, they have like 4 or 5 people live, they've got a bomb site, you're locked out. It's kind of just getting ratty positions where they have to leave the bomb site and you have an opportunity to kill them. Force them to rebuy, get that money down, and get those guns coming into the next round. If you can save 4 armors with a couple of terrorist guns, you know, their buy similar to yours coming into the next round. So your chances of winning pretty equal to theirs. So yeah, try to get the guns,
get a kill, get a gun, then you kind of go into the next round, but maybe 2 guns each instead of 5v2.
Yeah. Yeah, you can afford to spend $300 on a smoke, you know, maybe double flash, get a molly here or there if you get that gun from the terrorist, because you don't spend that extra money making yourself stronger, getting a gun and some armor.
Well, it looks like after a couple of that force buy kind of hurt us there, because now this is going to be our first round with an actual full buy.
Yeah, fullest of buys though.
Yeah,
and the first 5 seconds coming out of spawn, we could probably tell what Marsborne are going to do. Player number 4, Viz, he is the lane player, so he is the guy that is rotating. He is smoking deep. So, oh, it's actually a halfway smoke. Yeah, so the plan is to keep them out of car as long as possible. Kind of the sentiment I've been echoing this whole time. Keep them out of car, waste their time, and waste their nades.
It could be an entirely different ballgame we're talking about.
Incredible from Viz there. Good early 2.
Yeah.
Finally able to take him down instead, and I talked about Wolfie.
Like to see.
Here we go, another.
Yeah, and now their last 2 players are just kind of in the middle. They don't have bomb sight. They haven't made their way. We've made the full rotate over to secure it. So even if we lose the entries as they make it onto site, it's an easy retake.
His life at the hands of the operative, but it's going to be Grizz instead. And now OG Wizard in a 1v4.
Yeah, you're not winning this, buddy. Yep, you're not winning that.
Angles, and there we go. Okay.
Wolfie, he's in the pivot position, has the op, not the IGL, doesn't have to be saying a bunch of words, slams him.
It's like you were saying earlier, if he can just focus on the op in hand and clicking the button as soon as his dopamine trigger hits, we win.
Yeah.
Saying my own name in CS.
You know, see a shiny pixel change, click a button, win the game.
Yeah. If I'm Marsborne and we played that round, I'm thinking the rest of the half we're about to mop these guys.
Oh, I'm feeling super confident.
Yeah, that was incredibly telegraphed.
I'm thinking the opposite's probably true for SportsBet. Oh shit, they got guns and they wiped the floor with us. What do we do?
Ooh, wow. There's that wreck prowess getting that entry.
Able to take down Wreck instead, bring it back to a 4-on-4.
I think a lot of these rounds we've seen, it comes down to Rec being able to come in and get an early entry frag, even some of those early doubles, and take sight, and that's what's allowed them to kind of take the rounds that they have, is I think a lot of Rec's early entry kills.
Yeah. Well played at the B-bomb site there. How will this interaction go down? Ooh, OG Wizard, 2 kills. That's not easy playing on the edge of the smoke there. He doesn't realize it's clear. He's taking so much time. The T's outthinking themselves.
And now he's
the
left
CTs want
alone
to
over there
save.
too. Wow.
The CTs want to save on the A-bomb site. The T's outplaying themselves.
Are they in their own head here? Grizz able to just clear up Evan, no issue.
So back into a 3-on-2, so there's still some maneuvering room here.
Wow.
But not if Grizz
I mean, it's a 3v1, but they don't know what to do here. There's only 30 seconds left. They're going to rotate all the way over, maybe try to maybe they'll play for B at this point, but I mean, there's no time really.
Yeah, this is one of those clenching moments you guys always talk about. You're watching from behind, you know, maybe you're at the land. Mark's in the corner. You're like, oh shit, this is tense. You look to Mark for some emotional stability. Mark's tweaking, you know, he's like, fuck, dude, this is stressful.
Yeah, so now in this position, Wolfie in a 1v3, you're saving the op? What are you doing here? Are you going for a save? Are you trying to even get another kill? Does it matter economically?
No, you want to save the op 100% here. You don't want to have an interaction with anyone here. The money, no one.
Oh!
If anyone buys the op next round from me, they're going in with no nades. That's what you're thinking right now. You want all your teammates on the fullest buy possible, especially your B players, so they have the strongest guns and the most equipment to stop the flow into B. So yeah, it's saved by all means here. Nice flick to achieve that. That was pretty crazy, huh?
Yeah, that extra kill just makes it the cherry on top of a successful save round.
Maybe I'm overanalyzing it. Whatever. But what isn't ever is that SportsBet win the round and they find 9.
Wolfie's one of those guys, when I just see him playing well, it makes me happy. Makes me happy.
Yeah, you want to root for the kid.
Yeah, you do.
Marsborne, of course. Wolfie's able to drop a A1S over to his teammates. And there we go, Grizz, an A4. Good sir.
Yeah. As I was saying, I like the plays from the CT. They get doubled up there. But you kind of see what they're doing. They're kind of not willing to relinquish that control of the car. Trying to push them into that A-bomb site. And, you know, they died on that hill. I think they got a little greedy at the end there. But leading up to the peak, I think it's good. You know, you get the grenades down. I don't think you need to go in. If he's solo there, what is he going to do? He's done everything that he can besides coming to the site and peeking. So grenades are good. Countering for the control is good. Just chilling out, not being so diehard for the frag.
No, and I will say, I feel like as these rounds have gone on with SportsBet on the T side, they're playing a lot slower. I don't know if that's them trying to adjust or if that is them quaking in their boots. But I'm noticing the time that they take to execute or move towards rounds or move towards a site is getting to be a lot closer to that, always with a minute left instead of maybe in the first 20, 30 seconds trying to take something quick.
Yeah. To me, it looks like they're playing without a lot of practice.
I think what's happening is
people walking around, like you said, just trying to be together and trade.
Yeah, and then you get to a minute left in the round and you go, oh shit, what do we do? We haven't really taken up space. We haven't decided, and now we need to quickly, with a minute left, try to come together as a team or exit into a site so we have enough time for clearing it effectively. I think about the round previously where, you know, was it Freshy or OG Wizard, whoever's planting, right? They're planting with like 10 seconds left on the clock, and thankfully, Wolfie had already rotated over to A. If we actually had someone there defending B site, he does not have enough time to actually clear it to get the plant down. And as soon as he goes to plant, he dies. The team's on the other side of the map. The plant does not get through.
I think if they just plow right on through lane, I mean, they should certainly have the site at that point. I mean, Trophy got that kill in pit and essentially left Viz alone.
But Wolfie needed to save, you know. But I just
needed
the idea that you don't give yourself enough time to clear a site. I mean, then you just give away rounds.
Yeah.
Speaking of kills.
Yeah, I don't have a lot of confidence in SportsBet. 9-9, Marsborne about to take the lead. 10-9, clean round. Yeah, if they can guarantee 5 alive here, they're buying the rest of the game.
Going down as well. Maybe trying to find a second one.
Should be buying the rest of the game. I think it.
And now Evan in 1v5.
I think we'd be very surprised to see Marsborne give up 1 or 2 more rounds. That'd be a very surprising thing. They got money. They're flowing. Good.
No, and we're starting to see everyone starting to come on. Viz especially was struggling those first, what, 5, 6 rounds, and now we've seen him completely turn around, top of the scoreboard for Marsborne in kills. You know,
0 to
sometimes our
5
guys
start.
just need to wake up.
Yeah, 0 to 5
Yeah.
start. Now he's 16 and 12. What is that? 16 and 7 since 0 to 5 start.
Yep. Sometimes you just gotta wake up a little bit, get a feel for the night, how it's going. Sometimes, like you said, it's you go up against a team like SportsBet, you don't know enough about them. You can't really prep for them, but also they sometimes play a lot more puggy, and it's really hard to kind of adjust that when you're calling certain things or playing a certain way. But once you kind of wake up and you just got to outshoot them, all right, well, that's easy.
Yep. It's one of the strengths of having a player like Viz on your roster. Very tenured NA player. Great teammate. And it takes some mental fortitude to come back from that. You know, you're 0 and 5 against a team you should be beating. You should be stomping these guys. And to lock in, come back, be 16 and 12 now, you know, that's that is pure professionalism at its finest. Staying locked in. Love to see
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the NA drama early this week about professionalism and locking in, but on the side of getting info, one of their players was getting stomped. I think he was like 0-6 or something, and he just rage quit middle of the game. Came back like 6 rounds later.
Man. You know what? That news, I don't even find that surprising, just knowing it was a getting info player, you know. I would not say they are above that.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. You'd like to believe there's a level of professionalism, but I guess until you're getting paid, who cares?
Grizz is in lane.
Grizz got the information there. He knows there's at least one there, so he can able to throw that molly down. Or
CT
I guess it's not a
defense
molly.
is really spread out. Viz not sure where to be.
They're gonna push right on through. That kill's not gonna go in the favor. That's actually Grizz taking down Freshie. Wolfie from
Yeah, you can just tell SportsBetExpert, just they don't look like a unit. It doesn't look like they're winning these rounds based on outplaying the CTs. I feel like Marsborne spread themselves out for too thin for no reason. That pressure at B, you know, I'm seeing X-rays. I see everything here as the commentator, but it wasn't convincing to me at all.
Deny any sort of flank from that balcony.
No, it seems like they're winning rounds from us being unfortunately positioned.
This lane side, so it will be a war on two fronts for SportsBet.
Big swing, double swing. 2v2.
Wolfie.
There we go. Wolf, Viz and Shop down to like 1 HP each, but they get it done.
Hey, that's my mortar right there. You know, in our team, I'm the brick, he's the mortar. Mortar hasn't left us.
Hey, build that fucking wall. Don't let him through, baby.
Yep. That's why Chop gets paid the big bucks right there. Those clutches, holding down bomb sites. We love him.
I like that little teabag he went through at the end. If there was just another second on the clock, he would have gotten the full position down.
Yeah. You know, writing the standards Chop for a proper teabag in the Marsborne YouTube series, you think he'd be doing a little bit better technique than that.
You know, it is shameful, but I think his head's in the game. But I mean, this is unfortunate here for SportsBet. They don't have shit worth a buy, no utility. This is pretty much just a gimme round unless some miracle happens, and that puts us on fucking map point before they're able to hopefully buy anything.
Yep. Hey, I was saying Marsborne wouldn't lose another round. Let's see if that comes true.
Wolfie with a beautiful shot on the Freshie there, and they're just going to mop them up as they try to exec.
Yeah, you can tell the players are feeling the same thing I was. These guys, they're playing without a lot of practice. You know, I can just tell Wolfie opts one there, and he doesn't move. The only movement he does is to strafe out to retake the angle, because he knows, he is feeling that SportsBet don't have the proper tools being strategies, to come and attack him full force. So he's just sitting there, mowing him down. No worry in the world. You know, there's no brain static, no brain fog from being that IGL anymore. He can just be a full-on turret.
He sees clearly, and all he sees is kill.
Sure, there was a chance SportsBet could have won the previous, not the last round, but the round before that, when they were in that
Stone Cold Killer
for the B-bomb, for the A-bomb site, but
4B. This is a new strategy. I haven't seen this one before.
From 60.
No, and it's funny because even here, last round, they're not able to get a full utility buy. They've got armor, they've got guns, but like we were talking earlier, they just, if they fuck up any of their early utility, they have nothing to defend a post plant. They have nothing to try to take a site early on. Rek has to use one of them here to even clear himself from dying from the molly, and they're going onto site with half of what they started with.
He's going to have to play back. He has that smoke to deploy.
I think this is probably the highest level of play that we've seen out of Marsborne. But again, as we got down to the execution there, pretty sloppy. I think they went into it too fast and pronounced. And if they were going to go this quick, they needed to keep the 3-guy B. They start the 4 to secure the car space, get some nades to the right people, you know, dropping them on the ground. But then when they go into that B and you see it's clear, you need to be ready. T's love to play off that timer where they hear that flash and you're spamming the smoke and, you know, you don't have a lot of bullets in your mag and they'll pop through. So I think the idea, excellent. The execution, way too fast. And way too many assumptions going on, you know, leaving them solo there to do that. It's just way too much of a risk. Block towards the A bomb, part of the bomb site when the take comes in. Don't let them come into that space as you're telegraphing your numbers towards B. Looks like Marsborne are going to lose this round.
It's possible, but you got to look at what's happening with SportsBet. It looks like they basically had B site, had used everything to take it, and then decided just to rotate over to A because they second guessed themselves. Weren't sure how many more would be lying in wait, and they'll get the plant down, and we'll probably end up saving here. Maybe we don't need to save actually. So it's just a weird situation where SportsBet could have easily taken the site, been in a 3v1 post plant situation on B, had no issue. Now they're in a weird kind of, they're going to lose a player here. They still don't have a lot of great money, so sure, they'll get the round and they'll keep 2 buys open, but that's not really going to help them get to OT, which you got to imagine that's what they're playing for here. They're playing round by round, thinking 3 rounds ahead because we have to have the money to make it to OT.
Yeah, they need the money and the strategies, and right now the money's a little low, and we haven't seen any indication of good strategy here. 12 to 10. Can SportsBet pull off a miracle here and get this into overtime? You know, I think it's quite the contrast what you were saying to what we saw on Marsborne's T side. A lot more confidence in the plan. A lot more of just plans, period. You know, those 4B defaults, execing and popping on the proper timing early into the round. Just playing CS. Not really seeing much of that from SportsBet.
No, SportsBet kind of looks like 5 dudes who, hey, let's go around, and whoever gets a pick, we'll decide what to do after we've gotten a pick from somewhere.
Yeah, B pick from Wolfie. Like to call that car smoke.
Oh my god!
Ooh, Grizz! Wow. You see how that ragdoll snapped to the ground? That was quite funny.
What a beautiful, and that pretty much seals the deal. There's really not much here SportsBet can do because they're also once again disjointed. No ability to trade. They've got 1 over on Banana, 1 trying to make his way to clear out A site. There's no ability to trade out, so even if they clear, they can't double up and put pressure on it.
Third time of the half, Matt. Third time of the half, they have the B bomb site wide open and they don't realize it.
No.
Able to find out where that AWP of Wolfie is. So he's going to be throwing that molly.
Wow.
Instead. We're back into a 2-on-2, but Wolfie might have this timing.
Oh, what is this?
Trojan now on 1v2. Does know where Wolfie is, and he's going to be going for the gamble peak. Instead,
we can just trade this out here. We can just watch, let him try to trade. He's going to swing and die.
Marsborne will be here to punish him for this, and I think he's realized this as well. So he's elected to go back and try and get this bomb plant now.
Does the bomb plant matter here?
Taps it once, expecting that peek from Chop. Here's the nade. If he gets this time, it could work out well. Able to find it. 20 seconds left. He is tagged down.
Wow, he's going to get to the B bomb site. He escaped. He found the fucking escape. Yeah, the bomb plant's incredibly important. It forces the CTs to move around. And, you know, the time is low on the regulation time in the round. So that does increase the importance of the bomb plant.
Get the molly down instead. He tries to flash through a Trojan. He's aware of this.
Oh man, this is so.
This is incredibly close. Yeah.
And Wolfie knows exactly where he is, and just a smoke separates these two.
Wolfie's in the advantage here. Trojan being a rat.
The needle through the smoke, but Wolfie is aware of this as well. He knows your trick.
The smoke has less than 10 seconds left on it.
There it is.
There it is, Wolfie. 13 to 10. Let's go, boys. Hey, you know, coming off that IGL into the game with the 3K, 19 and 9.
13 and 10.
It's a new era of Wolfie.
New era. Swedish dream.
Very, very strong showing at the end there from Marsborne.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling great about that. It looked like, you know, it was shaky. It wasn't shaky. It was shaky in the beginning. I feel like we should have kind of, I would have expected us to swing a lot harder early on, and I would have imagined a larger gap in that. But I will say our level of gameplay and coordination seemed to really come together right around maybe round 10. From then on, it looked like we really started coordinating, maybe had adjusted to their kind of more puggy play stats. But you're right. I mean, they just seemed, SportsBet seemed incredibly disjointed in their play style. And even though the score doesn't reflect that we kind of wiped the floor with them, if you look round to round, it feels like we outclassed them, despite the scoreboard being so close.
Yeah, I think that comes from Marsborne having much more of an identity and playing with a plan and having more confidence in that plan. You know, throughout the round, SportsBet, dude, they were just walking into areas, getting way too much control. Marsborne, that's something you got to think about and consider. These guys are walking into you and killing you, and they're not doing anything special, and they're getting 10 rounds on you. You know, we gotta tighten that up, boys. But definitely, you could tell Marsborne's the stronger team. They got more of an identity, and SportsBet, maybe Inferno escaped the practice in the weekly schedule, but got to look over Inferno again.
Now, in this tab, you'll have
Yeah. Now, we talked kind of early on about the 3 map pools, right? What is it? Decider is it Train or no? Overpass is the Decider.
Yeah, we're about to see Ancient.
Do you feel like we're gonna get to Overpass?
There are 3 game modes available on the Inuit.
That's a hard one to predict. You know, I think Marsborne are the better team, and when you're the better team, you're expected to win on every map, regardless. You know, we do have that Insta-Ban Mirage, so that leaves Ancient in the pool for basically every series that is played for us. I'd say it's probably our weakest map as a unit. What's very important for Marsborne in this game is to get off to a good start. Get the money flowing so we can put the resources down on mid so they can't come out early. They can't run up Cheetah and come up early. So we can avoid these puggy things. If we can get a good start, keep people alive, get a pistol round win, maybe win the first gun round, it will flow for us for the rest of the game. But if it gets into a scrappy scenario like it did on Inferno, I would say in order for us to rectify that, it's going to take a lot more effort than it would on Inferno, just by the nature of our baseline from map to map.
Yeah, I think our bottom is much further on Ancient than it is on Inferno. Like Inferno, even when we play at our absolute worst, still looks damn pretty. Ancient, it can get fucking scrappy at times and a little stressful. There's definitely games I've seen us, I think, win 0 or 2 rounds on CT side. And it just comes down to how we're going against the other team. Now, I don't know anything about SportsBet history on Ancient, so I couldn't tell you if they're good at it. I know Rec over on M80 played Ancient beautifully from my memory. So it's going to really come down to how well they coordinate on it. I will say that I think Ancient is a map that I feel like it favors puggy styles a little more than some of the other maps. Yes. Where if you are extra puggy, you can actually look really good on Ancient because it's harder, I think, to counter, especially if people are just sending it up mid. Mid gives you so much in that map where you can just easily take Donut, you can take Cave. Just mid control for a puggy team seems to dominate on Ancient, so it was a little stressful going into that.
Yeah, Ancient's a more puggy map for sure. It's because of the speed, the space that the T's have. They can get out into the space so quick, use so much utility, and have everything they need to end a bomb site. You know, towards the A part of the map, it's a little bit more hard to gather that. But yeah, mid, Banana getting into Cheetah, very easy for the T's. Something that we need to pay attention to in the gameplay is Marsborne. They are uncomfortable in that CT side, but it's only if the opposing team sticks their thumb into that pressure point. And that pressure point we need to be looking for is how active are the T's in the mid and how active are they getting this tier 2 space on the map. That be getting a lurker into the house control or getting numbers into house and trying to split a bomb site through that way. When T's get that sort of control versus Marsborne, then we'll start seeing closer games, more scrappy games, because that pressure point makes the team really uncomfortable.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it also on for us, for CT especially here, is I'm going to be looking to Wolfie to get that op and really hold down mid control, if we're able to get that first guy, that second guy who always breaches out through Wolfie and get those early trades, that can shut down a T, especially if they're coming up the mid and you can get an early pick with an op. I think that it's going to come down to Wolfie being able to control mid and put us in some more favorable positions, because I feel like retaking, especially for us on Ancient, is fucking hard. I feel like it's one of our weakest maps in terms of retake positions. If someone is in advantageous, it's post-plant positioning, they've got a stack and they're ready for us. I feel like we really struggle more than other maps at trying to retake.
Yeah, I mean, Chop likes to play that B anchor towards the long. It is one of the strongest ways to play it, but also that separates himself from his Cheetah player. And if the T's come up the ramp with all those resources and the CTs are separated, very hard to retake and get connected. I believe in Chop. Incredible B anchor. You know, I'm kind of curious to see who they have playing Cheetah. You know, my last moments in Marsborne, I was playing Cheetah and Grizz and Viz were handling the mid. Want to see if CXZI is playing in the Cheetah area, connected with Chop. Former teammates. Hopefully that chemistry leads to them holding it down. You know, on M80, yeah, Rec was playing towards that A area and Dona area. I'm kind of wondering, is SportsBet actually kind of perform a little audible to what Rec's usually comfortable doing and put them more towards the mid area, get their strongest player, best fragger active on the map?
Yeah, and I think that's going to be interesting to see over time for SportsBet just in general, is how their team develops, how they determine what positions people should actually be in. You know, they've got kind of a mix mash of guys who we've seen different things out of from different teams. And when you look at the teams on paper, they don't quite have the same positions anymore. Or at least I couldn't quite determine, like, okay, well, he played this position over here. So, like, how does this team kind of reposition and rebuild themselves now as a new roster, coming together and finding some form of coordination? And I'll be really interested to see if they look more cohesive on Ancient. We talked a lot about an Inferno, and just a lot of rounds just kind of felt like, let's look around, get a trade or a kill, and then we'll decide where we want to exec with 30 seconds left on the map. It'll be interesting to see if they keep up that level of sluggish pace going into this, or if they maybe ramp up aggression to deal with us a little more on T side.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if they sit back and let Marsborne have their way with them, going to bite them in the ass at the end of the day. You know, it'd be quite a double-edged sword to actually send Rec into the mid. Now, there could have been a playstyle change, but what was a common theme inside Marsborne was we were trying to really work the A side of the map just because of how reluctant the CTs are to put resources towards that side of the map. You know, if we're pressuring the A side, sticking our thumb in that pressure point, then the CTs kind of want to come off mid, and that opens up mid for us later in the half because we made them paranoid about A. Now, if they're Marsborne or sticking with the same game plan and want to try to start the half towards A, it'd be quite nice to have your best rifler there. Maybe even that op if the money works for you. We'll just have to see what happens. You know, I remember playing and we're scrimming M80. We played M80 in a gazillion matches. You know, we couldn't get away from these guys. And we're trying to go towards the A side of the map, and Rec's just there jiggling, main with his molly. He sees a shadow, he just throws it down, throws a smoke atop the molly, you're shut out. You got to go back to mid. And the CTs know that. So they go back to mid and they're ready for you. You know, it's Rec's level of an A player. It could be a lot, but also Marsborne elect to go towards mid and their best player is not there. Could be a storyline worth paying attention to.
Yeah, it's a good. Calling it a double-edged sword, I think that's very, very true, because you put him there and you can win the round, but also if he dies, you're fucked. So what do you do?
You hope your surrounding cast can step the level up. You know, I think Evan Call, when he was playing with his previous team, you know, with some interesting characters, I think his performance was a little higher. But I need something like that. You know, playing with Rec, playing with OG Wizard. You got some names here. Got to hold up your end of the deal.
And I think it's really going to be on Freshy to start calling strategies, because I haven't seen what's been called so far.
Yeah, when was this team announced? You know, a ballpark estimate. They've been a team for like a month, maybe 2 months?
I'd say, yeah, somewhere in there. I'd say somewhere between 5 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, that's plenty of time to get some stuff together, and to not see you have your stuff together on Inferno, you know, that's a little concerning. The map you're going to see in a lot of the pools, especially North American Counter-Strike. Ancient the same. You might even see Ancient more than Inferno. Perhaps that's why they picked it.
Yeah, and it may have even been a little more. And I know that they've had a pretty good stint in a lot of the ESEA Cups and some of the other online qualifier events that I've seen recently.
You know, they
so
played,
I'm wondering
I
if
think I've seen a previous series versus Lag. I'm not sure who else they played.
Yeah, so you know, would like to see a high level of strategy being called that doesn't seem so much like, all right, everybody, go out there and have fun. If you manage to get a double kill, let us know, and everyone will rotate over there.
Oh, we missed the pistol. Lovely Dust 2. 1-0, Matt.
Let's go.
Missed that pistol round though, but Marsborne
Looks like
2 kills
Wolfie
early.
and- yep.
SportsBet on the T side. And it is the map pick of SportsBet on Ancient. So I'm very curious.
It looks like we'll go ahead and start CT, which I say good. Let's get it out of the way. Let's try to get as many if we can. If we take 4 on CT, oh my god, I'm jumping for joy.
Yeah, CT definitely a thorn on our side. I mean, both sides of the map on this is kite the coin flip. CTs want to start 3 towards the mid side, shut that down. That opens up the gap towards A. We got a full exec coming into A. The rotation beats it. The philosophy from Marsborne, fight out into A before they even get the bomb down. Delay the plant, get the rotations. You know, if we can keep them from getting the plant and they have 4 or 5 people out of main, there's not a lot of areas to hide. Keep that plant from happening. We get 4 or 5 guys retaking on you while you're trying to get the bomb down. Incredibly uncomfortable. Grizz executed it perfectly.
Yeah, and if you saw it, I mean, it was 10 seconds into the round, and we had 4 players already about to be on A. Grizz shoots 1, they stop in their track. They don't know what the fuck to do. And now they've spent the next 50 seconds just kind of wandering back and forth between A and Spawn.
Yeah. Immediately, Matt. Immediately. Red flags for SportsBet's play. No pressure onto the mid. Straight out into A. I get it. They got low resources. Bad weapons. What's going to help them is their speed. But we saw Marsborne. Speed. 3 rotation to A immediately. Able to execute that practice they've talked about. Keep them from planting the bomb. Kill them before they get the bomb site. It was all in Marsborne's hands. Never really made uncomfortable until now. Till now, 3v2.
But it all comes down to Rec. And we kill Rec. The other guy died right away. I don't know who killed the other guy, but it seemed like he just seppuku'd as soon as Rec died.
Yep. Yeah, immediately concerned about SportsBet. 2-0. They got to save this next round. Maybe like a pistol armor, maybe a little bit of nades. Perhaps another set piece off rip.
No, and I don't know about you, but I know an unwritten rule is if we are on pistols and we are rushing a site, I don't care if you are the first or second guy. If you get shot, you keep running. We all enter site. So to see the first guy die and the rest of them go, oh fuck, let's start just sitting in place, gives us full time to rotate over and just start mopping them down.
Yep.
The idea of a rush is you rush. You don't stop. You give yourself to the cause and you die so that 2 more guys can be the last guys on site. Get the plant down, get a post-plant defense going, maybe get an extra kill. We're on economy. We know we're not doing a lot here.
Yeah, SportsBet doing exactly what Marsborne wanted them to do. They solidify that mid with 3 people, give them the Q. And Marsborne, high-level team. If we're showing a lot of presence in mid, if the T's have a bad buy, they're going to react into us somewhere. We got 2 guys sitting back on the B bomb site, not being split like I mentioned before. You know, Chop Long and CXCI and Cheetah. We saw some progress in the play there. Chop playing long and CXCI playing short. Willing to give up Cheetah in exchange for his 3 teammates taking the mid control away from the CT. A bit of a compromise, and SportsBet played right into the flow of the round. Right into 2B retake.
This series coming in,
yeah, and we've barely lost any here, so even if we die here, right? If SportsBet needs to win this round, their economy is doing terrible. It's the first full buy, and if they manage to actually, if they lose here, they're not going to have enough for a full buy next round. It's going to be another kind of pitiful buy. So unfortunate situation they put themselves in here, and they've already lost 2 early on into the round.
Yeah, I see Marsborne have been in the demo review. This is a play Mows are quite known for. You put 3 on the mid. It's a triangle setup. 1 cubby, 1 donut, 1 house. And you smoke off above the cubby and mid. And it actually extinguishes any molly that comes through. T's running through the smoke, expecting Viz's position to be mollied. And he just mops him down. Free entry for the boys. What we love to see. 4v3. Chop realized a lot of the pressure was in mid. Took the gap down ramp. He's in T-spawn. Still a big mystery in the round. Ooh, this gap coming out B. Quite awkward to watch. A lot of these rounds are awkward across the 2 maps. How do we get a CT flanking and we have 2 in donut and we're not trying to gather any information?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to get B site here easily. They'll go ahead and we'll get the plant down. We're going to need to wait. I would like to see Danny wait here a second so the rest of the team can get up with him.
Yeah, he's about to get smoked off. Forced to wait.
That's going to help out immensely.
But yeah, kind of the same theme as Inferno, you know, SportBet just walking around finding gaps. Marsborne leaving gaps that, you know, leave you wondering what's really going on.
OG Wizard there to make it. 60 tries to find a
3v3.
That smoke, not able to find it though. And these 2 low HP players of Marsborne will go down. Now it's up to the full HP players of Chop and Wolfie. Chop might
great
get
grenade.
the nade out in hand, but oh, he's actually gonna find that kill. OG Wizard rocks right into the explosion.
Not enough time here to get the site though. We need to go ahead and start saving because it can't defuse.
Yeah, not the worst situation in the world. Stack the money. Chop
Yeah,
at
Wolfie will
60
get
to
an
100.
exit here.
Not matter though. If Wolfie's able to get 1 kill, and that's gonna.
That's what I mean. Like their money's not good, so they'll take the round, but they only have enough money here to maybe. Well, they'll get some, but
Yeah, and 2
They're
round
still
loss
not great.
bonus. 2 round loss bonus. You know, that loss bonus goes down since they just won the round from 3 rounds of 2. 2 round loss bonus, no money in the bank. You're scraping together a buy here. It's going to be Galil's to get the nades. But yeah, again, we saw SportBet just kind of walking around Marsborne creating gaps. I think Chop went a little too much. And if Chop's going to go that much, we need to be kind of curious. Hey, where are they coming from? Let's start checking donut a bit. Slow and everything.
yeah,
3-1.
it felt like despite Chop having taken up so much space, we completely gave them B.
Yes.
Standard 4-1.
We like to call that Blues Clues, you know, walking around finding a gem. Boom! 4v4. B anchor down. See the Opper at B. We know CXCI is in cave if we're SportBet. We know he's in cave.
We're not looking for it though.
Not looking for it. 3v3. CXCI, too much.
Oh my gosh, beautiful grenade once again from Viz. So now they have to try to even get the bomb to plant it. Bomb plant did not go down.
And they have no
They're in an
utility.
unfortunate situation.
No utility, which means aim duels.
Yep.
Viz holding long. Oh, big duel here. Shows the shadow. Oh,
Wow.
Hey, that's a clinch round right there. Fully clinched. I was worried. Yeah, CXCI. I mean, they seem pretty ignorant to the fact that CXCI should be in Sheeta. You know, that's another big red flag from SportBet, not knowing the positions of the team you're playing. But CXCI, you know, I was a little worried about getting that kill and just keeping it going. But in hindsight, you know, it's quite a good idea because they delayed the plant. And delaying the plant let his teammates get there. You know, that's kind of a similar theory to what we saw at the A bomb site being executed on the B bomb site this time.
Without the plant down, they actually have no money to go into anything here.
Yeah, no plant, they don't get the money. And if they don't plant, they can't get into good post-plant positions, and it lets his teammates come up, throw those grenades down, and kill the planter. Good CS.
Wolfie will kneecap him there.
Yeah. You know, sometimes I wish the T's, or, you know, anyone, if they got shot in the op with the shot in the knees with the op, I wish they'd flop over like a Nazi zombie and just fucking.
Yeah, like the ragdoll we got on Inferno right there at the end with Grizz got the double kill. Like I wish there was always that intensive a ragdoll.
You know, there used to be a bug in CSGO. Maybe you were playing when it happened, but you used to get shot, and every single time you got shot, you would fly up into the air. I also think it was in CS2 early when the game came out, but it was quite funny. They just flew up into the skies. You know, it's as if your judgment.
They should
day
bring
came.
it back for April Fool's Day. Just for like 8 hours, not say anything about it. Everyone just is playing, and suddenly intense ragdoll. We're all like, "What the?" That'd be a great April Fool's for the devs.
Yeah. Round 7, same mid pop happening, same counter coming in from Marsborne. Doesn't work that time. There's that wreck prowess right there. Coming out mid, limited flashbangs, just insta-bop and Viz. 5v4.
But that's the gamble we said from week 4. Every round, if they take mid, is going to come down to Rec either dying and they fucking die, the rest of them lose, or Rec gets that early trade. It's the gamble.
Here's that Thorn I was talking about, trying to get that house pressure. You see the A player, number 1 on the radar, Grizz, kind of coming back, trying to reinforce his opper. Creates uncertainty in the map. B players want to kind of figure out what's going on. They're coming down, getting split out the cheetah. See what I mean? That pressure point in the house. Big point Marsborne have to address as we see them kind of lose this round because of that. Yo, Irvin, what's up, man? How you doing? I hope you're enjoying the CS.
Yeah, now Wolfie's going to have to try to save the op. Our first save round, the first round, we've looked a little shaken here.
All off the back of Rec. That's not a good, man, that's not a good blueprint to become a winning team, huh? You know, unless your guy is Zywoo or Donk, you know. But Zywoo and Donk supporting cast, second to none.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think that's one of the most annoying things I see for all the glaze that Donk and Zywoo get is not understanding the finer mechanics of CS and how well the rest of their team does to put them in those positions. Like, yes, those players are exceptional, but look how well the rest of the team allows them to fly. That's what's so important when you have a star player. You have to rely on the star player, but you have to set them up. In a lot of these situations, it feels like they're relying on Rec, but they're not setting him up for it. So even if something happens, they don't know what to do with it. They don't know how to make it happen consistently.
Yeah, that's why we're seeing these Blues Clues rounds, walking around just kind of finding things. You know, that this round more straightforward, more of a plan. You know, that was a better round from SportsBet. And do you think Rec is a good enough player to be that for his team? And do you think the supporting cast is even close to being able to let Rec play in this manner?
I do think Rec is really good. Do I think that Rec is one of the top? Do I think he's like Zywoo? No. I think he's better than he's been performing thus far. So I don't know if that's due to the lack of support that he is getting as a player at the moment in server, or if it is showing that Rec was so good because of the rest of the situation on MA. I think that happens a lot with players.
That seemed unnecessary. It seemed really unnecessary. 4v3. Viz doesn't know. See, here's this Blues Clues walking around, you know, finding things.
It works out for them when it works out, and that's what we were saying is they're going to play incredibly puggy, and this is a map where that's advantageous. If you just kind of walk around and manage to win some duels and the other team is trying to play really strategically, you're going to catch the strategic team with their pants down.
Yeah, because they're trying to tell you exactly what they want to do. You know, Marsborne, like I said, this thorn in the house is very uncomfortable for them, and you just see that B reaction come in. And, you know, SportsBet, I believe, are capable of this to understand like what's going on across the map. You know, if they're coming down B ramp and we have a guy in house, you know, they're creating that gap for us in Cheetah. You know, what is this, the third round now that we've seen, you know, like some gap through Cheetah or ramp? You know, they did get the opening kill, but they get the opening kill while having that thorn in house, you know, causes a lot of movement in the defense.
No, and I love how closely everyone is saving right here. It's like living next door to your neighbor or your enemies.
Yeah. Oh man. Wolfie, that evil neighbor with the op.
Yeah.
Get off my lawn.
But I mean, look at how well Wolfie's doing. We said early on, now that Wolfie's not IGLing and he can just focus, you see that, I mean, he is excelling, especially this round.
If I want to see, what I want to see from Wolfie right here is start B with the op. You're not the IGL. You only have to think about yourself. They're contacting into B every round on different timings. Where are you going to play with that op? Wolfie, number 3 on the map, starting towards B. Boom. Best thing he could do with his op here. Shut that
play
B down.
Extra aggressive. Use it for its power advantage to win those first trades. Or not trades, but just take those early leads.
Yep, SportsBet trying to get that thorn into house like I spoke about. Trying to exploit this B timing. It's not available. Buys weak. Not the strongest defense, but we do have a $5,000 sniper god holding the B. Oh, unfortunate timing. They're up the ramp. Wolfie's flashing the cheetah, gives away the sound cue. The T should know where Wolfie is.
Still
gets the kill.
Oh my God, Wolfie.
Wow.
And the no scope as well onto Trojan. Looked to connect onto a third, but able to escape.
We gave them B site on a silver platter, and they said no, thank you.
Trying to flank and clear this A bomb site in the
Oh, yeah.
on the back of Evan.
You know, maybe it is the silver platter. You know, they had B on Inferno offered up multiple times. Didn't take it.
They didn't trust it. They didn't trust it, and now they're second guessing themselves, rotating around. And look, A is completely wide open. They had a player over there who could have at least started gathering more information as far as
Rhett
how
came
to
from
accurately
CT
rotate.
spawn, Matt. Rhett came from
Wow.
CT spawn. He went house CT to donut, and they're still walking around,
Trying to find a second kill though.
outthinking themselves. Go into the A bomb site. Rhett came from CT spawn.
And then they just abandoned
What is
OG
what is
Wizard
Evan Call
up there
doing?
by himself.
Evan Call.
Now they're all gonna rotate back to B from CT.
Wow.
Well, SportsBet, we're looking to go back towards that A
Hey,
bomb
maybe the
site.
A bomb
Like,
site
that's
didn't
what
render
he's
in for them. You
instead.
know, like
Marsborne
they just gotta
are
only
gonna
go B.
rotate Molly towards Cave, both an eye. Evan is able to get that
Incredibly
bomb down.
awkward,
Looks like Wolfie's
incredibly
gonna get that wall
misplayed.
back as well. Get a little cheeky with it.
They're just
Evan
not
Call's playing scared.
Not able to
He's
connect.
incredibly
He's
terrified.
gonna hear them.
That's what I mean. And the post-pant position is, can we win duels? Because I don't know how to defend. Can we win duels?
Wreck first
They're just-
Yeah. SportsBet's gonna watch that back. The coach is gonna go to Evan and be like, "What are you doing? Wreck won the round for you. He cleared CT. He cleared the A bomb site. You know the opera's at B. Two guys are coming out cheetah. Go to the A."
Oh, I would have lost my marbles. That's for sure.
Yes. And
bit of a
I don't know.
misplay
It
there
felt
for
like it was a
SportsBet.
repeat of Inferno where they would be set up to, even if the bomb wasn't ready to go down, right? One guy had to rotate over. They can at least go ahead and set it for post plant and ensure that we're not able to even up the numbers on site. And they just go, let's just leave. Let's just go to the other site.
Just leave. I don't want to be here anymore. Hey, Wolfie, starting B. Right when I thought he needed to, started B. That's one of them opera calls, not IGL opera calls. Putting himself first, getting himself into position. Starting long once again.
He is here posted for it, so if Wizard decides to peek, it could cost him.
Boom!
And that takes out OG. OG is no longer there with the firepower. You're going to be left to Trojan with the op. Please let Trojan keep the op. I think he probably can't hit shit with it.
He was opera previously on his other team. Now what his other team was, I don't remember. I think it was Lag.
And Chop here.
But
Did kill with a missed smoke there. We'll find the headshot on
if that's your best chance, I'm worried.
for that.
No, Wolfie versus Trojan, I mean,
The corpse of OG Wizard. Trojan decides to
I'm putting the house on Wolfie.
Maybe
I'm betting the
imagine
Swede.
that Wizard wasn't able to in this round.
He'll get one of them.
Good, his 60
That's
able to
good.
actually Find one. Oh no, he's not. Chris is able to find that instead. He finds the headshot onto Freshie. So now back into
But now you got to be
Evan and
wondering,
Trojan.
why even do they try to save the op for the next round? Our money is still kind of shit. We're not going to be great next round. We're in a 2v4 situation here with no bomb down. 30
I think they
seconds.
saved
Is it
Matt.
worth? They
It's
don't.
not worth
though.
it, Matt. It's
Look
not
what
worth
they
it.
call. Look what they decide to do instead of save.
Oh my goodness.
Everyone else could have bought, and they would have had rifles. Enough money to buy the grenades.
And they were
They would've
able
had
to
buys these
rotate
last two
back
rounds.
to spawn. They were right by spawn. All they had to do, it's like, hey, turn right for safety, turn left for danger. And they went, danger sounds fun.
I want to feel something. I want to be on the edge of my
Boy,
seat.
did they.
Yeah.
Felt lead beam between their dome piece.
Oh man, 15-3 from the Opera Marsborne. Wow.
SportsBet are going to be going for this mid-aggression. Smoke
What we've
actually
learned is,
strong there. Viz
if you make Wolfie think, he's not great. He's a himbo. Don't let that man think. Just give him a gun and send him in.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner for him in a full
Posted
white
up
Wizard.
back to the A bomb site. 2 B starts, 2 B hits, 1 A start, 1 A hit.
Able to make some noise as well. Able to find one, not able to find a second one though.
But he did his
OG
job.
Wizard
He got
finally takes it
information.
down
He
with
got a
Wizard
kill.
once
He made it
again.
in an advantageous
So is
situation for the
Chop.
rest of his team. And
Just when you
easy.
take
We
that
cleaned it
lead,
up
And
like
slowed
that.
the enemy team down. Yep.
Well, you've got the remaining
Man, do you remember when I
balls.
said I'd be so
Starting with
happy
some
if we
kills
got
as
3,
well,
4
so they find
rounds?
number 8, and an
And we
Yeah, we
got
got double
8?
that.
pounding CT side for them.
Got double that, man.
Silencing SportsBet at any
Well, you say double that, but look at the buy coming in from SportsBet. So, I mean, this is a terrible fucking last buy of the half.
You know what I think they go to here? Back to the B bomb site.
there's still a chance
I've
they
seen
get pistol
this
in
team.
the second round.
They have practiced
Or
the
the
first
second half,
stage of the map.
excuse me. I mean,
They have not practiced the second
Going
stage
out
of the
well
map
for them.
quite well.
Red smoke
I'm
from
thinking they're going to
Betty.
end on the B bomb
Early
side here.
volley nade
Put the
once
pressure
again
towards
is
mid, very light and standard.
that early
4
mid
players out of
play.
spawn towards B. Yep, I believe that's what we're going to be seeing.
Off this weird half
And I
line.
gotta say, the name
Wait,
SportsBetExpert is making a lot more sense. I'm not seeing economic responsibility coming out of the team. They're just throwing money around. This is the second time they've gone into the last round with no money. No one's balancing the checkbook over there.
You know, maybe it's a legality thing. Maybe they have to advertise their bets, you know, bet this team. But in reality, you know, it's an underground bet. Bet the other way. You know, we'll say one way, go the other way.
I love that they play by the name. Every round is a damn gamble. Where are we going? Let's figure it out. How we exit? Let's figure it out. Let's just I gotta kill it mid. Let's go now let's just rotate back CT. Let's go hang out and spawn and then rotate around.
One bomb site's clear. Nah, I want to fuck around and find out at the other one. That's living life more on the edge. 17 and 4, 1500 damage. Woofy. That's my upper.
He is absolutely
That's my op.
1500 damage in the
Beautiful.
last 13 rounds.
And going into the half, our strongest side, T, up 9-3. I mean, I think if we win the pistol round here, it's done. It's
Yeah, I think it's going to be an early night with the girlfriends, Matt. Early night with
Amen.
girlfriends, 2-0.
Ooh.
I am a little surprised.
Trojan, 1-11.
In that first half, maybe talk things over when things start.
You know, and I didn't see any. Are there no timeouts allowed in ECL or in Dust 2?
Timeouts
Because
are
I feel
allowed.
like I never once saw SportsBet take a timeout, try to decide what to do, think a little more about it, and go like, all right, what do we do here? Because none of it's working.
Yeah, I think that's indicative of a lack of preparation. They were really only prepared to hit that B bomb site, and then they have a first timing A hit. When they started losing rounds and Marsborne was on a roll, you know, even I was able to predict exactly what Wolfie was going to do before he even did it. And the fact that they couldn't adjust and that their only answer was B after that's where they only had their success at the beginning of the half, it's very worrisome. You know, it just shows me, hey, we haven't really talked about a lot. We've had 4 to 5 weeks. This is our map pick, and we're really not solid on it at all.
I love the back-to-back headshots there, looking like something out of the Matrix movie, where they're like, "God, my back, brother," and they both just hit in one. Man, it's cinematic.
This is an excellent opportunity for a bag. Let's see it, Chop. Let's see it. Oh, Matt! I'm on one tonight. I am on one tonight. Look at that.
If only SportsBet could read as well as you could. These might be going a lot differently.
Yeah, let's go buy a lottery ticket. You know, we might have better luck winning that than SportsBetExpert winning this map.
16
Jeez.
they have played Ancient, and they have won 50.
Yeah, Wolfie hasn't let up at all.
Of those maps.
17 kills on the half, ends the pistol round, 19 kills, non-stop impact. This might be one of his best series I've ever seen him play.
I don't know that I've seen him play. The last time I saw him play like this is when we were going up against Nouns in I think the MRQ last year, and he had his incredible like ace clutch round or something.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But I haven't seen him play like that since tonight. And tonight he's on one. His impact is insane. And like we said though, I predicted that a lot of these rounds were gonna for Ancients. We needed Wolfie on op to get those early kills to put us in advantageous situations, and he has done that. And instead of just getting early 1 kills, he's been getting double and triple kills with the op back to back to back.
Yeah, yeah. Reading the game excellently. Going to B on the rounds, they go to B. Going to A to rounds, they go to A. You know, when you're playing versus NA teams, they hardly flash you off, you know, and you're an op or you're posted up, they're running at you. That's a farm. It's an early Thanksgiving right there.
Look at the aggression from Grizz!
Grizz! 3 kills! Insane flashes from Wolfie. Oh my goodness.
Holy
They should know the A side of the ball. A side of the map's clear. Wow.
Yo, Freshie and Trojan got to be looking for an edge of the map to jump off of at this point. What did you do in this round from there?
Wow, that was impressive. Yeah, Grizz. We had 2 smokes down on mid. We're going out flashes really early. The theory is, hey, we're going to send one out. We're going to catch him off guard. We saw exactly what happened. And that one player is going to play to lurk and draw the attention to him the whole time. You know, when as a CT, when you're not playing mid, but you hear like 20 flashes going off, you got 2 smokes down in mid, that puts a lot of pressure on you. You know, and especially when the T goes out and gets 3 insta headshots, that's going in the clips, the YouTube shorts for sure, Grizzy. But when you get 3 kills like that, it makes it a lot easier. You know,
the round's done. And here though, look at this. Potentially final round, and look at the money on SportsBet.
Didn't even get to
not
play
even helmets
the first
on
gun
half
round.
the players.
Didn't even get to play the full
They have
gun round.
nothing.
Oh, this is a CXEI call for sure. Yep, that's it. That's wraps.
Yeah, OG with the FAMAS will get 1. Thank God they spent the last dollar they had on that.
Wait, 3v3.
We'll be able to find another one, and Evan Call is able to find 60 as well through the molly.
This is the most important round SportsBet has ever played.
We have our best clutches alive. No way they're ready for this ramp timing. Chop, 180 kill, double spray down. How is Chop getting that kill?
How do they lose that?
Marsborne takes the map 13-3.
Wolfie with
SportsBet.
24.
2-0. So a very, very dominant.
You know,
showing,
SportsBet,
especially-
they were going to be punching above their weight the whole night. But I did not expect Wolfie to smash him down that hard. 24-5.
Grab something to drink or eat. We'll be right back.
Wow.
What an absolutely insane second map from Marsborne. That was more what I was hoping to see the first map. And the fact that we got that dominant of a showing on the second one, what a beautiful way to end the night. Like, that's the Marsborne I want to see. And you got to be, like you said, SportsBet's got to be looking at that match and going, all right, what's working? Because it's maybe 1 or 2 things, and everything else, let's throw it out. We need to reinvent the wheel here. We need to figure out some plays, some strategies. We can't keep relying on Rec to get an early entry kill and then figuring out what the fuck to do from there. Because I think that they have something, but it's not there right now. They felt scared. You called it once. Evan Koff felt scared.
Yeah, if I was SportsBetExpert, I think our first timing in all these rounds, pretty decent. You know, I won't say it's perfect, but once you get to that mid-round where that IGL needs to take over the reins, get people organized, and get a mid-round call, it's extremely slow and looks uncomfortable. And if I had a piece of advice for the boys over at SportsBetExpert, you guys got to come more prepared individually into these games. I can tell not everyone on your team has watched these demos and see, like, are prepared for where people are even playing. You know, there's like 5 times throughout this whole series, Matt, where the bomb site is completely open. The B players are dead. The A players are dead. And we're kind of wandering around, and Marsborne just kind of, you know, searching for clues. You know, what's going on? We're in the dark on one side of the map. Let's check on this side of the map. And it's completely catching them off guard, catching them lingering, no direction. Yeah, you can tell Marsborne more the complete team and more confident in their leadership.
No, like there was a lot of rounds, especially over on Inferno, that SportsBet had. They had the round, and they second-guessed themselves and just gave up sight, gave up position, just kind of wandered around. And you don't know if that comes from like a lack of confidence in the individual saying, hey, I think I've cleared most of sight. Like we would see a guy take a banana. We get the map. We can see there's no one on B. But he doesn't actually go on to B to verify that there's no one there. So I don't know if he's too scared, not confident enough to clear the site himself and make the call. Hey, guys, it's free. Let's go ahead and rotate. Or if just lack of confidence in a game plan of which site do we even want? Because we've got 2 over at A. We've got 1 over at B. And both sites are clear because Marsborne has just kind of started moving, you know?
Yeah.
You want to see them kind of have a little more confidence and individualism, but also as a team, and say, all right, we either win as a team or we die as a team. None of this 1v1s, V1s. We exec together with something that the IGL has said. We agree with it. We move. We execute.
Yeah, if I was a team of SportsBet's nature, I would be intimidated by Marsborne. Makes sense that they would be walking around the map scared. Maybe if they did a little bit more preparation, they would have a bit more confidence in themselves. Thank you guys for watching. Sorry, what was that, Matt?
Yeah, thank you. I was going to say, yeah, and the way Wolfie's playing, I'd be scared shitless too.
Oh, yeah, 24 kills on their worst map. You know, SportsBet picks the map. Wolfie gets 24 kills. Only 3 rounds. A lot to be desired. But yeah, guys, I just want to say thank you for watching. I'm man of the match. I'm with Kashmir, Matthew,
Thank
I'm
you.
going to be trying to stream a lot more of these games. I hope Matthew joins me. I had a blast, man. I love talking about CS. I could talk about CS nonstop, and when you have an easy guy to talk to like you, it makes it a great experience.
Yeah, this was great. This was great. We should. I know we've got plenty more coming up, especially in Dust 2, because it looks like we might be taking this whole tournament. And I would love that, because one of the last events we won 2 tournaments ago, I think, was the Dust 2 Eagle Master 1. And we're all the way back at Eagle Master 4. And I think it's time we retake our throne and show the rest of NA, like, nah, get the fuck out. It's ours.
Yep. Well, guys, Marsborne's next match is tomorrow. They'll be playing with me, standing in for CXZI. There's a little bit of a roster complication. He's not able to play in ECL this cup. Doubt that will get streamed. ESL doing the funny to us. But thank you guys for watching. It's Marsborne Gaming on all socials. Please come support us. This isn't possible unless you guys support us. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Appreciate you hanging out with us. Have a great night.